I hadn't drank it forever, and then last week I was at a work thing and just had a Blue Moon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That's pretty good. Yeah. I'm a little afraid because last time I drank was like 2 years ago, and I got fucking gout so bad.
Gout.
Dude, I'm just like, this fucking sucks.
I had to. That's when he bought the Mustang. I had to go drive the Mustang.
Yeah,
for him.
I literally just couldn't
drive
even.
it, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, "Is it good?" I'm like, "I'd buy it."
So, but yeah, I did that, and I was just like, well, we're gonna see how this goes because I had shellfish, steak, and a beer in the same night, and I'm like, all right, so far so
Gus
good.
in the chat, my dad, #1 too.
Big shouts.
We're putting you. You're going home in a body bag, my friend. Not you, Gus.
Yeah. All right, we're good there. He's right to it.
Yep, he's there.
I was talking to the old man earlier.
How's he doing? All right.
He's killing it, dude. He's doing great.
Good.
He's got a new lawn. He's very psyched about the new lawn.
Oh, he should talk.
It looks good. Looks good. Looks good.
We should talk to, or he should talk to Toby.
He should actually, yeah.
You know?
Very, very into it.
I got my dad tickets to see ZZ Top for Father's Day.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
actually very stoked.
You know what's great? He saw ZZ Top at Twin River.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure it was ZZ Top. Yeah.
Dude, they're like 80 years old and I guess like still rocking.
Still making it
They're
happen.
doing good, yeah.
1, 2. There we go.
I named it We Back, Jack.
We back. Except Shook. Chuck's still away, but Shook, we don't know. We don't know where he is.
Yeah, Chuck will be back next week.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Shook missed out on a free T-shirt. Sorry, bud.
No, man. Who doesn't love a free T-shirt?
Apparently Shook.
I'd say if you went through, I mean, I probably have 200-something T-shirts,
Need another one.
right? I bet you more than 50% were like free T-shirts.
Yeah.
What's fun? It's like there's 3 or 4 containers out there on a rack, you know, with all T-shirts. They're my T-shirts that I just don't wear anymore.
What's up, Jordan? Kinder, we just saw your boy Bob at the gas station. He had the AK clip sticker. He was a dude with like the boat kind of.
guy
back
with
of
the
the
joint
yeah.
boat.
Yeah. Rick V Dub.
It's happening. New lights. We're changing it
Yeah,
up.
let us know what you think of the new vibe.
Yeah.
New vibe lights.
We're going to add some more things on the wall at some point. Probably 1 or 2 more lights in here overall. Taking away the big lights felt a little too much like a hospital.
It's good to switch it up.
Yeah,
Looks nice.
yeah. You know what,
Dynamic.
I didn't adjust the color temperature on both of them to match.
I'm looking
Good. I think it looks fine.
yeah, I don't
Close. It's close.
A little higher.
mean-
I was going to say, yeah, that one seems a little cooler. That's a little warmer.
4,035.
Something like
know.
that.
Honestly, I can't tell.
Corey's
the
like, these are green lights.
difference. Crazy green you got going on there.
It's neon everywhere.
Yeah, we're switching it up.
Yeah.
If my wife says it looks good, that
There you
works. That's it. Signed off.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Crackling fire sound in the back. We could put that on the screen.
Corey had Thai food. He's going to be crackling fire in no time.
Ah, dude. So we go in.
Oh my God, this is great.
We go in and like the place I go to the place pretty often that we went to, and there's always a specials menu like right when you walk in, but they don't tell you what the specials are and they're not written anywhere, so you gotta look when you walk in order to know what they are. So Josh and I walk in, I see something called like the Chubby Boy Mama.
We might get flagged for that.
Oh shit.
Just because it's on YouTube specifically. It's all right.
Wasn't there long enough.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Anyway,
we're
so
okay.
it's called like the Chubby Boy Mama, and I just see Chubby Boy Mama noodles.
Yeah.
And I'm in. And then I order it, and it comes over, and it's this huge bowl of ramen.
Dude, like monstrous bowl. of
Huge
ramen.
bowl of ramen. It's 90 degrees outside. I got this boiling bowl of ramen in front of me with a half-boiled egg.
right. It's all sorts of spices up top. The oil is separating from
Oh,
the
dude,
regular
oil, it
liquid.
was spicy.
It looks like it was, a bit warm, if you will.
Yeah, I sweat through it. I'll be all right. I'll make it. All right, let's see.
Well, Shook hasn't responded.
Yeah, that's all right.
So if he joins us, it'll be mid-show.
That's his. It seems like
You
a
know?
him problem.
The fact he didn't respond leads me to 2 things. He's driving the E36.
Yeah, yep.
Uh,
You give him more credit than I do.
or he's off somewhere getting food.
No, I'm thinking he's probably still at home.
That's true too. Could also be that.
I was thinking he was still
Yeah.
over there at home.
Oh, he did say right. Yeah. Well, his original text was, "Oh, I was going to be there super early, but they moved me somewhere else."
That's always something.
So that somewhere else could have been 3 hours away instead. So that'll be that.
All right, let's see. We decided to chat with Phil. I haven't seen him in a while. The only time we got to get on camera to catch up.
Yeah, no kidding.
Been busy. All right, let's see. We got trims. Oh. No, there he is. I hear him.
That sounds like a lawnmower.
That shook on a.
It sounds like he's an E36. You don't think it sounds like him?
Sounds like a Grom.
Yeah, that sounded like something
Really?
two-stroke.
That's
It's probably his 302.
just 302.
Just misfiring.
Yeah. Misfire on the way in here. Tell you what, though. He drives that thing everywhere.
Kudos.
He does.
Yeah, he drives that thing everywhere.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool because it was a spicy one today.
Yeah, it was hot. I am glistening.
Even the little bit we were in the truck earlier,
It's an oven.
cooking.
My pants still haven't unglued from my legs from it. Yeah, you got to be wanting it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Wild Steve back so his lady can make us some scones or cookies or something.
Or wait, no, didn't you have a particular project?
I thought they were scones.
Was it scones? Maybe it was blueberry scones.
I think it was blueberry scones.
Yeah.
Are these new? The donut and the mic?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Josh
Okay, I thought so.
added those.
I didn't want to
sometime.
like say it and be like, nah, I was fucking here 4 times ago when you're here. No.
No,
Yeah,
no.
look good.
I went to, seeing that we're redoing a bunch of stuff around the shop, went to Hobby Lobby about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And I just got a lot of accessories for the walls.
I want to check it on my phone. Get the double experience, see how it looks.
Yeah.
I think it's a little warm. I could change the white balance on the camera a tiny
Yeah.
bit, but I'll mess with that at some point.
I think.
Oh, wow. Looks great.
No, I think it's good. Look
Yeah?
at what do we got here? Look at this.
Oh yeah, when you turn it, it looks pretty good.
No, I mean, yeah. Obviously, I'm a little.
Yeah,
Also, like,
right. You see in black and
everyone's
white.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it looks good. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Right,
I'm in.
right. Hey Corey, how does the color temperature look?
Yeah. Color temperature spot on. Think of it like color temperature. I just know the number. So when I buy light bulbs, I just know I'm buying the number. You know, just
Right.
It'd be worse if you were dyslexic, too.
yeah.
Corey's cooked.
Oh man. All right. Well, I thought that was him. We're gonna get started. You want me to go?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Corey.si.
Hello.
And in studio, our good friend, Mr. Phil Can.
Hello, gentlemen. How are
Four-door
you?
Phil. Four-door
Figured-
Phil out there just beetling, trucking,
Doing my thing.
all the good stuff.
Appreciate you guys having me on. I figure maybe a holiday week, a little lower viewership. You like throw Phil a bone, get him on here.
No, we need to
Yeah.
pump those numbers up. It's
Ah.
America, baby. That's
we
why.
took,
That's true.
We shot some moving video, if you will, a little while ago. You know, nice sun, bit of a truck, bit of an American flag. We'll post that after tonight, but he's here. We're heading into the 4th of July weekend, so why not create some fireworks of our own?
Love it.
How about that? So thank you, everybody in the chat who always joins us. Big shouts to everybody who tunes in and listens. It's been a couple weeks. We were away, figured everybody was traveling, and we had a lot of shit that I wanted to take care of here at the shop. So I took advantage of that. I never want to paint again. I'm just going to put that out there. Literally never want to paint again. I've painted more in the past 2 weeks than probably my entire life. Everybody was helping me. My daughter, Dessert Boy himself was here. He was...
Dessert Boy.
Dessert Boy was here walking around barefoot.
It's not a good place to walk
That's a
around
rough
barefoot.
go.
Barefoot.
Rough go.
Dude, and like
I mean, I drop a lot of shit on the floor. I work on the cars here, drop a
Yeah.
lot of shit on the floor. A lot of times I don't sweep up.
he, in his defense, the floor is probably the cleanest it's ever been.
That's true.
Because I
That's true.
was prepping for some paint on the floor and things like that. So it was clean. It was swept. There wasn't any nails or anything foreign on the ground, which is good. But still, even with a mop and broom, you can't get all the dirt off.
No.
So his feet literally looked like caveman feet. I probably should have said, "Hey, man, let's put on a set of sneakers instead of you wearing sandals as we were leaving."
Did he arrive with sneakers?
No, he brought sandals.
Okay.
So that was probably the first mistake, especially knowing we coming here with the intent to paint.
Yeah, listen, I park my truck here and it leaks oil, so I can certify that it's dirty out there.
Yeah.
The floor's seen some shit. So, he's climbing up and down ladders barefoot, he's painting barefoot. He's a man of nature. It seems
into it.
he's really going.
He's
in
big
that
into
direction.
being grounded.
He really is. Yeah, his chakras, so whatever the hell they call them. So we were here doing that. We have some big stuff to unveil probably towards the end of the month. We're really, we're on the home stretch, if you will, to pull all that sort of stuff together. There's a lot of things that have to happen, fall into place before we launch what we're going to launch. So that's what I've been keeping up with, preparing for, all that sort of stuff. So we took those 2 weeks to just do what we can. The boys got to enjoy some time away, do some traveling. I have no idea what Shook did, but he does what he does. He put an interior in the E36 from what I gather, but he's not here to tell us about it.
No.
So
No.
there is that. Wild C, big shouts. Thank you very much in the chat for hooking it up.
Big fan.
Yeah. Look at the chat. As always, you can go to our website, revival100.com, where you can sign up for the B for B. What is B for B, you ask? That is Bucks for the Boys. We were going to give away some stuff tonight as well. So we appreciate anybody who supports that. If you want to support us there, you can go to our website. Like I said, sign up. There is a support page. You can go right to it, pick your donation, and go from there. We are working on some new merch that's going to be launched hopefully at the same time we launch a bunch of other stuff. So that is coming. But if you want, you can go to our website now, check out the merch that we have, and snag something. A handful of people have been ordering the embroidered T-shirts, thankfully.
No way. Finally?
Yep, we've seen a couple orders
come
through for those. And I will say, I have the 5-panel embroidered Laurels logo hat. And
Which one? This one right here?
That one right there. It's instantly become my favorite hat. I've not worn anything else since I ordered this.
If I'm not mistaken,
Chuck has the green.
Yeah.
He was the reason I got it, because he got his, and I checked it out. I'm like, oh man, that's really. I'm like, I want one of those. So I ordered one, and I was very, very happy with the result and quality of it. So haven't taken it off. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to order another one, maybe even 2, because I want a black one or a tan one for myself.
He's embroidered Bad Larry's.
I got to snag one of those too.
Oh, comfort colors too.
On Comfort Colors. Yep.
Come on.
I might even get
Put me in a grape.
Might even get a grape.
Yeah.
Put me in a grape. I'm ready to go.
But they're in stock on our website, so go check that out if you want to support. So big shouts there.
If you don't want to support,
Just
you.
shit in your hand. Let me hit this button.
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
Callbacks.
Josh, what have you been up to?
Well, I think I just nailed that one pretty good. I think I called back before I called back.
Oh man,
So there's that.
Josh been painting.
You guys like the hallway? The hallway pretty good.
Hallway looks good.
Looks awesome.
Good.
Some stuff to finalize and really bring it home. But our next donut meet, not this weekend. So we moved the one from 7/6 to 7/13. So if you are in attendance for that, you'll see the new hallway. There's some stuff in there. I want to spruce things up around here, make it a bit more homely versus a warehouse built sometime in the 40s.
So far, so good.
Yeah,
Sneak peek, it looks great.
we got
Awesome.
some maybe some cut vinyl put up there.
Yeah. We want to add some signage, different things like that, to really tie it all together.
I think-
is the plan.
I think you're well on your way.
I have been perusing Facebook Marketplace
Yeah.
for different things for the R32.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 of those things were successful. meaning I found it. The person on the other side selling it could both read and text back. So that was a great start. Transactions were completed. Bought a set of headlights for the car, some fender markers for the car because I'm changing everything up.
Wow.
Those are good. Those are the two that were successful.
Okay. You want to tell us about the third?
The third one, this is just the epitome of Facebook Marketplace. I wanted to purchase them and I was just not able to. He could not figure out how to close the deal. Even though he agreed upon it, even though it's like, hey man, give you this for those taillights. Nothing even crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it sounds great. It's like a day or two goes by, wait for something.
Your money's
nothing.
not green enough.
And it's just like,
Nah.
what is I don't understand what is happening. Like I will PayPal you. You want to do that? And nothing ever transpired. So I went on the internet and One Love Auto Group had the set of taillights I wanted. So I just ordered it from them.
And they put them in the box.
And
shipped
they've
them here.
been shipped. Yeah.
Imagine that.
It's just, yeah. So, I mean, and I'm talking maybe $100, $200 at most for something. I can't imagine trying to do something like with any significant value,
Like a car?
like a car. It's just like, fuck that, dude. I'll keep whatever I'm trying to sell before I deal with that.
I think it's like kind of the position it puts a lot of people in.
Do you know what I love? Everyone always complains about like Nimrods on Marketplace, like lowballing them, shit like that. That's you too. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
no.
everyone that's like complaining about it, it's like,
Oh
buddy,
yeah,
50% is the starting offer. We'll go up from there. But like, that's why when people do it
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, no, dude, I respect it, but like, no.
I have no qualms with the offer.
Yeah.
My beef is with the lack of communication. It's
Yeah.
like if you're going to offer, like engage in the conversation.
I got blocked last week. I was trying to buy a trailer and some guy's like, get the f- out of here. Like, dude, you know how this goes.
yeah. This
by
is
now.
hey
Like,
man, look, back and forth.
Yeah.
I talk, you talk. This can be
Yeah.
a negotiation, and maybe if we walk away feeling like we both lost, then it's a good deal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I've got no beef with like the low balls.
No.
I respect it. I respect the
Dude,
hustle.
I appreciate it.
But it's like engage in the
Yeah.
action of the sale.
Yeah, I'm stuck in one right now. I'm trying to buy a license plate frame from some chick that has a booth at the Greenville Antique Mall.
Yep.
And it's just pulling teeth trying to get her to send. I was like, I'll pay you shipping, I'll pay you extra everything, and it's
Yeah.
just
Time, travel,
yeah,
mileage.
yeah, whatever you need.
Yeah.
But,
I'll send a courier.
yeah, whatever you want.
Imagine you send an Uber.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Be like, throw it in the Uber.
have it ready. My guy Dom's pulling up in his Camry. All right,
Yeah,
just chuck it in
yeah.
the back.
Yeah, throw it in the Uber. He's
Yeah.
driving it back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. And people, but those are the same people who are like, I can't sell shit. And you're like, maybe you're the problem.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe you're the problem.
right, I've been trying to sell these taillights for weeks, dude. You could have just done it.
I deal in sales every day of my life. The only thing that lands a transaction is communication.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it.
100%.
That's it. It's not the product. It's not the price. It's the communication.
Right.
And how easy that communication is.
And people fail at it.
Usually on a day to day, where I get stuck is I'm trying to pay you. Like the deal is already done, whether it's a PO or a credit card or whatever, or sometimes even a PO that states you need a check. There's always like, or for some vendors, there's so many hurdles to jump through. Well, actually, you need this form, and you need this form, but you got to do this, and we got to set you up in this manner because you used to be this manner. And 90% of the time, I'm just like, take a credit card.
Yeah.
Just take the card. Can I
Take
give
the
you
card.
the
Take
card?
the card. I'll pay the fee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
See you
that's
later.
right. Exactly.
Because I've already wasted enough time.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, so that's it is what it is. You can find some stuff there. I'm in on Porsche Cayennes. There was some. I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna call him out. He's a listener. He's a good dude. We were potentially trying to work a deal for a Cayenne. I'm just super into him now. Technically the 957, which is the facelifted first gen Cayenne.
Is that the SUV?
SUV, yeah. And you can get a base one with a 3.6 non-air suspension, which is basically a Porsche Touareg. There are still a lot of components that are different,
Oh,
but
it's fucked. It's a machine.
but
It's like, what?
I'm super into them. In particular, for a camera car, it would be amazing for Revival to get that sorted and have something dedicated for that role. I was mentioning it to my wife, and she's like, "I'm just going to drive it." I'm like,
I do,
"Oh,
I do
okay,
like them.
well."
Ironically, I said something to my wife about how
The-
if she ever doesn't drive a Wrangler, I was like, that'd be a
Do you
cool
know,
car.
like, this is something for you especially? Do you know what you can get these for on Marketplace?
Tell me.
Sub $5,000.
What?
Yes. The problem is, depends on what one you get, right? If the base is, okay, it's a 3.6 VR. Let's start with that. That's pretty
Like
normal.
VR?
VR6. Yep. That's pretty normal. Non-air suspension. Okay, that's pretty normal. If you can change subframe bushings and control arms and do all that, you can probably navigate pretty good. They have some tailgate issues, which when things fail, it can fail and go bad, and you're paying a Porsche tax for it. But you can get them. So I'm into Taurus
Not a
as
Porsche,
well.
but same.
It's crazy. I could not believe if you put Porsche Cayenne, what comes up on Facebook Marketplace for sub $5,000 or right around $5,000. It's absolutely wild.
The algorithm's already screwed me. I guarantee I'm going to get fed them tonight on Marketplace.
The idea of one of these slightly lifted, you can Eurowise makes this little block kit that seems pretty cool. You can obviously go full mentally ill and spend $6,000 on suspension if you really wanted to, but you could do it relatively cheap. A decent set of wheels and some tires, and it looks like a proper little rig.
Yeah, Methods and Toyo's a classic pairing on
Yep.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, I'm into them.
Listen, I dig it.
Matt, mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your business, Matt. Go, I don't know, build a weird car. I want a Porsche SUV.
Yeah.
I like them. I don't want a GTS or anything like
They're
that.
definitely really cool cars.
I like them.
I mean, look at Sam. I mean,
The Touareg is a great example.
yeah, he's always out there.
That was his car?
Yeah. That's his.
That was rad.
I mean, that thing's like fully rigged out
Oh, yeah.
for like camera setup, but also like you saw, like camping.
Very,
Very-
utility based.
Yeah, very, very set up for that.
Cool. I like it.
That was cool for sure. Well, I was away. I was in Europe. I was touring Europe.
Europa.
Speaking of touring.
Yeah, touring Europe. I was flew into Munich. Drove to Salzburg. Had a little lunch in Salzburg. We drove to Vienna, and Vienna rocks.
Yeah.
By the way, Vienna is very cool, beautiful, opulent would be the word I would use.
Fair.
Beautiful place, very, very clean. Probably the cleanest European city I've ever been in. Probably the cleanest, way cleaner than a U.S. city I've ever been, for sure. Like, weird.
Do you think that's culturally they have more respect for their stuff, or like the
Yeah.
city itself?
No, it's like just the people there
Yeah.
have like a very orderly way of like respecting their environment, and like
Crazy.
it's crazy.
Couldn't even imagine it.
Wild concept, like, and while I was there was like it was June, so there was that weekend was like a Pride festival, and there was just these like pop-up like parties all over the place, and it's just like groups of people vibing, having a good time. So there was a bunch of trash, whatever, and I said to Catherine, I was like, I bet you when we walk through here in the morning, there isn't a single thing on the ground.
Spotless.
Dude, green grass. That's it. And we're talking like we walked by at maybe like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, probably about 9 a.m. the next morning. So not a huge gap in time.
Jeez.
And it would just pop up.
Yeah, we know how to fuck shit up
I was
over
gonna
here.
say-
That's for sure.
Anyway, Vienna fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Crazy to drive in, honestly. Like the drivers aren't crazy, but there's like these like trams everywhere. And they're on the same road as you, but you got to make sure you're not like in the tram line.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
You,
wild.
you
dude.
sent us a picture of a car show or something like that you were at. The Mercedes wagon?
Mercedes
With the
wagon.
mams.
Oh, I'll get to that. That was in Poland.
Okay. All right.
I'll get to that. That was in Poland. That was crazy. So Vienna rocked. It was cool. Food is heavy out there. Everything's like a fried this, a fried that, big sausage this, your boy.
Vienna sausage.
Vienna sausage. Everything. But yeah, Vienna rocked.
Do you go hard in the sausage game out there?
Yeah, I made a rule so anytime I saw a little hut, I had to stop and get a little sausage.
Link me up.
Yeah, I had to get a link.
How many links do you think you consumed?
15.
That's why his
Holy
throat's sore right now.
shit, dude.
15, yeah. I was there for like 5 days though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. You were
average
gone
of
for a
5
while.
what?
3 a day.
3 a day.
Yeah, dude. Fucking breakfast.
Healthy.
lunch,
3 a day,
breakfast, lunch,
right? Yeah,
dinner.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I swear, Corey, I don't know where it goes, man.
They had these things like they call like the. I'm definitely not gonna pronounce it, like the Case and Kreiner is what it's called. That's what it looks like.
Sure.
And it's
I don't know any difference, so yeah, I'm
It's
going.
like a sausage, and there's like little little blobs of cheese inside of it.
Yeah.
Fuck. Me
Oh my
up,
god,
man.
case of that's a.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Here
looks
we just
good.
call that a Jimmy Dean
Yeah, but
with cheddar.
anyway, Vienna rocked. Then we drove over to good old Poland, where we met up with Chuck and fam, and we saw beautiful Poland. Poland, listen, Poland rocks.
Yeah.
Okay, secrets out. I'm letting everyone know Poland fucking rocks, dude.
All right. Yeah. Chuck talks
It's not
highly on it.
convenient to get to, but Poland rocks.
Could be. Well, no, it really couldn't be taken over yet.
No,
They could try eventually
No,
if they
it's
get
beautiful.
past. Yeah.
Poland rocks. It was cool, beautiful to drive into. Honestly, the drive from Vienna to Poland was just like these huge rolling green, like big hills, beautiful. Hung out in Poland. Krakow, the city is unbelievable, just as cool. I'd say probably just as clean as Vienna, honestly.
It's cool.
A little more graffiti and stuff and like younger culture, but it was cool. Yeah, and then we drove over. We stayed in Krakow for a few days, and then we drove over to Prague. Prague was all right.
Prague's mid.
Yeah, it was all right. Like there's a castle there. We went and looked at it. It's busy. You know, here's my beef with Prague. I'm an old man, 35. I'm fucking
That's it.
pushing up daisies. Every other place in Prague was an absinthe bar or a weed shop. I don't fuck with either.
Yeah.
Absinthe bar. Isn't
Like,
that
get
the,
me back to the sausage vendor.
Right, that's what I was just gonna say. Did you feel this way because they had limited amounts of sausage? Is that
Yeah, although
Absinthe
that's
bar.
the thing. Prague doesn't have like anything of their own.
Yeah.
They're just kind of begging, borrowing from everyone as far as culture goes. As far as I can tell, listen, I'm bro science in it right now.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're
you're-
gonna ride with me.
your American
But
stance?
listen, Josh and I know no better. So
Yeah. No, this is a
And
learning
listen,
experience.
like the castle in Prague. I mean, it's breathtakingly beautiful. However, it was such a crazy city, super busy. Everyone there. It's like a really, really young place that people will visit because literally every other place is a absinthe bar or a weed shop. Whatever. I was there for like 2 days.
I'm gonna be honest. It's a very nice castle.
It was whatever. I checked out. It was cool. I mean, Prague's beautiful, but like.
That doesn't even look real.
No, it looks fake. It looks like I'm about
Not
to
this
watch.
photo in
Yeah.
itself, but like
About
just
to watch
the
Game of
landscape.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. There's a beautiful bridge there. I went in the castle. The castle rocks. The church in the castle rocks. I'm a big church guy. Love not attending, but peeping.
Do you know like when the inception of Prague was? Like
You know,
it's got to be like early onset world.
not as early as you think. Ah, fuck. You know what's crazy is
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
no. This is like I always look it up
Mm.
when like I go to new places to kind of like learn myself a little
Yeah.
something. And it's like on the tip of my tongue. And when Josh looks it up and he says it, it's
By the 10th century, Prague was already a significant center of trade and political
I mean,
power.
that's fucking
Prague,
early.
Prague Castle was founded around 880.
Yeah, so early.
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, super cool, great place. And then, last stop was Munich. So we drove from Prague to Munich. All the stints were about like under 5 hours
Of a drive.
of a drive. So all the stints.
It's like
there-
about good.
Yeah, it was good. You pull off, like, go to
Grab a
like,
link.
definitely. Yeah, dude. Once you hit Germany, the links in Germany at the rest
I'm
stops.
sure.
Solid,
Good
right.
links.
Yeah.
Good links.
Very precise links.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did some stretches on the Autobahn.
Teach you how to tie a link in first grade.
Yeah, I tie one
You
on.
got PE, math, and link tying.
Yeah, we did. We hit the Autobahn, not like out of our way. It's just naturally. Listen, hot take: the Autobahn stinks.
I mean, it's a highway.
Yeah.
It's just a highway,
Yeah.
and the thing is like you're just on the highway, and then it's like, oh, no speed limit, cool, and then in like
Everyone still does a speed limit.
No.
No?
And then like 7 kilometers is like, and we're back to 120 kilometers an hour. It's like,
So I'm a total rookie.
Yeah.
Noob. I've.
fire away.
Is it speed limit, no speed limit, no speed limit, like sections chunked, or is like the whole strip?
No,
to
it's all
finish, no
chunked
speed
up.
limit? Oh, okay.
It's all chunked up, which is kind of why it stinks.
So people are doing pulls on the Autobahn. They like
yeah,
hit
they're
the
letting
thing
it eat.
Is the chunking fairly new?
No, it's always
It's
been
always
chunked.
been that way. Okay.
And no, listen, I'm saying the Autobahn stinks. I drove Germany's fucking enormous, dude. I drove a really small part of Germany. I'm sure there's huge stretches, right, of the Autobahn where it's unlimited for really long stretches. The part I was on was all like chunked up, so it kind of stunk.
And you weren't necessarily in
Yeah,
a
it makes sense. I was
fucking
going to say like density wise.
piss missile to, be like, you know what? It's time for a run.
Oh, I was.
Oh, were you? Okay.
What'd you have for a rental?
Oh, good question. I had a 2024 Audi A6 Avant S-Line.
There you go.
Let me tell you why I rocked. No sunroof. Check.
No.
Fuck, I don't need a window in my roof. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Hey, where's the sunroof in the C10?
Give me,
I don't need a window
do you have a
in
sauce
my
all in
roof.
here?
That's a great.
Not to
I
interject,
fucking love
literally
that.
on the
Yeah.
highway coming down here, I was like, man, it sucks I don't have a sunroof. In this. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, dude. I'm such a sunroof guy.
I am
They're
not a
the
sunroof
best.
guy. My one series, summer's been open maybe a handful of times.
Daily.
I don't
AC
even open
on,
the
sunroof
shade.
open.
I don't
So-
even open the shade.
I will say, AC on, sunroof cracked is a vibe.
My wife and I call it driving rich. Let the AC burn, dude.
Driving rich. Dude.
Yeah, dude. In the fall, you have the heat cranked and the windows open. You're like, I'm driving rich right now.
Dude,
Burn the
love
gas.
that, dude. Love
That's how we used to cruise the Ave and fall
Yeah,
over. It was,
dude, it's so good. Driving
Windows
rich.
down, heat on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
in a
love
hoodie.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So anyway, 2024 Audi A6 Avant S-Line, no sunroof. Here's my favorite part. You remember like the B6 S4 had those big, like the S4 had the big like sport seats in it?
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, they were the exact same seats out of that car. Black leather, like textured cloth inserts.
Mm-hmm.
Most comfortable factory car seat I've ever sat in my life.
Wow.
Like 5-hour stretches, you get out, you feel fresh as a daisy, dude.
Wow.
We did
That's
20,
big, too.
2,300 kilometers.
That's underrated. Good seats are comfortable
Yeah.
Yeah.
seats are underrated.
2,300 kilometers, which I don't fucking know what that is in miles. So, but I mean, we drove quite a bit.
It's 700 miles, Matt, right?
1,429 miles.
Yeah, Matt's off.
You know, it's funny. I almost said 700. I'm like,
Yeah, it's Corey's calculator's wrong. It's
Yeah.
it's definitely around 700.
gotta be.
So,
700.
Matt Rabbit,
700 American miles.
yeah.
it does slow down, obviously, as you approach every little town and city. But then you're also in the middle of nowhere, and it just is like, hey, we're no more.
That's
And there's no exit. There's no nothing. No, it wasn't a diesel. It was a petrol engine. It was killer.
How was it on gas? How was it on petrol?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I think you doing like 950 kilometers a tank.
God, man, I can't do this math.
Yeah. So
It's like
that would
400
be.
miles.
Yeah, I guess depending on the size
Yeah.
of the tank.
But yeah, I mean, it was also a lot of highway cruising. So like,
Yeah.
you know, you're really, really kind of getting the best out of it. But yeah, it was killer. Great ride. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Super comfortable. It's kind of the key when doing things like long trips. Like I did a few years ago, my like Italy trip. I was in like a Fiat Panda.
Small, tiny.
Dude. All right. In Italy, there are suggested speeds, and
You couldn't even get to
I
them?
couldn't achieve
Oh, jeez.
the suggested speeds. Going uphill, you start to see the speedo go back the
thing's
other way.
Pathetic looking.
You'd start to see the speedo going back the other way. Crazy. But it was a lot of fun because like this is kind of like
3-cylinder car or something.
it was a 3-cylinder hybrid.
Because you can turn at full
Brutal,
throttle all the time.
Well, no, because you in Italy, like you're driving like bumper to bumper, push car, you know, kind of style of driving. And the highways there are kind of more far and few between of what you're doing. But I mean, when you're driving in like Germany, like the guy tried to fucking run me a Volvo. I was like, dude, what are we doing? I'm in Germany. What do you give me a Volvo for? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, that's how I ended up with the Audi.
It's like the Beetle. Every time I drive it, I'll go by like a speed enforced by radar, and I was like,
Let
but
it
I couldn't
eat.
be downhill beating this thing. Like,
Come and
we're
get me.
fine.
But I did 211 kilometers an hour was like,
I got to keep my phone out so you keep talking these foreign numbers.
but that's kind of the fastest I went.
What
on
year was your? Was the,
131.
what year was the?
2023 or 2024.
131
Okay.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
For all our Eagle listeners.
Yeah.
So
I-
was this a 4-cylinder?
Maybe. I have literally no clue.
Yeah. So according to this, if I have the correct vehicle, Audi A6 Avant TFSI E,
Yeah.
S-tronic, is a 4-cylinder. I assume turbocharged,
Yeah.
but I don't see
But-
max power. They do this in PS is 195
The fuck is PS2
or
HP?
265. I don't. Yeah, 265 PS 195 KW.
Dude, it's like the same. It's the 260 horsepower. So
Yeah.
it was a great car. Great car. Honestly, great drive. It was cool. Hell of a trip.
Nice.
Couldn't have asked for anything else.
Yeah, you're gone for a while. You just got back relatively soon, or
I
relatively
got back
recent?
Friday.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah, I got back Friday. We were gone for 16 days.
crazy.
16 days.
So
So
we missed you.
hey man, I appreciate it. I missed everyone else. You know what's crazy is like I'm excited to go, but then when I don't think about coming home until it's time to come home, and then I'm like, get me the fuck home.
Ah,
Get me home.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
that.
half as good as waiting up for the vacations coming home.
My undefeated streak of being pulled by security every single
Continues.
time I leave Europe continues.
Really?
I thought I was gonna make it, and as we were coming around the corner, I saw this guy like just make eye contact with me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I can see."
You
the-
waved him down. You're like,
I
you're
can
looking for
see
me.
the exit door, and I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it."
There's-
And I see him, and he's like, "Hey, come here." Like
There is
nice.
some international criminal that looks
Doppelganger.
like you. There's some they got a profile built on.
I should
somebody
take
who
a
looks
photo of
like
the back of my passport because there's stickers from all the countries I've been to that have the they're like SSS, secondary screening something, stickers all over the back of my passport. I have more of those than I do passport stamps.
Oh man,
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
There's an international criminal
it's got to be.
just out there,
Yeah. So anyway,
based
whatever.
in America.
It was a killer time. But back to what you said about that car thing. So there was this. We're in Poland, and we start to see all these cars pop up. Weird cars, right? And weird cars even for Poland. Like Poland has some kind of like normal shit. Like there's a lot of weird stuff. Like I don't know. Chuck's talked about him. He's gonna be able to pronounce it. I'm not gonna pretend like I can do it. But a lot of like weird cars, and then you get even weirder. And then there's like vinyl all over them. And you're like, what the fuck's this? It's all in Polish. I can't read it, obviously. Google Translate tells me something, but not really exactly correct. And then Chuck's wife, fluent in Polish,
Cool.
like translates it and tells us what it is. And it's like this rally, and it's a rally for, they're raising money for like medical or cancer or something like that. And dude, everyone is flooding into the city, and they do like 2,500 vehicles.
Holy.
And we're talking like 2,500 vehicles, but like ranging from like a Vespa to like a Unimog, like and everything in between. And it's a family affair.
Cool.
So there's like, oh my God, what are they called, dude? They're like the little Fiats. They're like the car of like Poland. Chuck will correct me on what the name is, but I don't remember what it is. But you get like a full family in there. It's like a full family affair. So it's like mom, dad, kids, whatever. And they're all on this like cruise, and it's all throughout Poland.
Cool.
It's sick. And then Krakow was like where they were stopping that day. So we get to see them everywhere. And then we walk. There's a car museum in Krakow, or a transportation museum, I should say.
Love that.
And we're like, I bet you, or I think Chuck said, I bet you they're like part of that. And we walked over to that neighborhood, and that's when I started taking all those photos, because some of the stuff you were seeing was crazy. There was a 65 fastback Mustang. There was that.
That's wild to me.
Yeah,
over
that's
Crazy
weird.
shit, dude. Crazy shit. When we were in Vienna, there was a 5th gen convertible Camaro.
Wow.
Just like,
Is that? Man, my ignorance is going to show here. Is that sold
no.
internationally? So that's imported.
Yeah.
They probably have really lean import laws, though.
They must, because in Poland there was like a 2021 Charger.
And that's not sold?
No, I think you can
That's
just like
crazy.
fucking, if you got enough money, I guess you bring in
Yeah.
whatever you want. But
Buddy bought the wrong car, but sure.
yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, Maluk, yeah, the 126. Thank you, Matt Wood. Yes. So the Fiat Maluk, the 126. I mean, they're tiny. They're fucking goofy little cars.
I looked at that and thought Matt Wood was randomly just saying somebody's last name.
No, he's nailing what the name of it was. I'll bring it up on the screen for everyone here. But like these little things here,
Oh, cool.
and
See,
like,
I like
there's
that.
a ton of these. There's so many cars. There was everything you can imagine. But anyway, it was cool. You would just run across this, and the guys are just having a good time, man. You know, I thought I followed their Instagram, but for some reason I
Out
can't
there
find it.
vibing.
Look at
What
that
was the name
side
of the thing
profile of the
again? Do you
thing.
know?
What's that?
You know the name of the rally again?
I was looking for it.
That's.
It's tiny.
Is that real even?
Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if I can get like
Is it the ERC Orlin Oil 81st Rally Polo?
Dude, the door is 60% of the car.
yeah, like there you go. Like there's some people inside.
No way.
Yeah. They're cool. They're
Yeah,
cool.
I'm into
Look at
it.
this thing. It'd be cool to bring one back
Yeah.
here.
That's super cool. Yeah.
Well, it probably weighs 1,400 pounds.
I'd be shocked, dude. I think
you
if
know how well did Little Tree do for
Oh, dude.
such an international simple piece?
They got a stranglehold on the car scene.
the market is
Yeah.
just the tree market. Unbelievable. I love that top right. It actually looks like there was one featured on Speed Hunters.
Yep, for sure.
R1 powered, so
Okay.
that's
That's a rock.
that's unhinged.
Yeah.
Look at that thing shoehorned in the back.
That is off the chain, as some may say.
That is
Good
crazy.
God.
But
The interior is hilarious.
you know what's a shame, dude? Honestly, sometimes Instagram fucking sucks. Like
Mm.
I definitely followed.
What it was?
Yeah. You know what? I got it. This is it here. Yeah. All right, I got you. We'll continue the conversation. But anyway, so this rally, we walked around. I mean, everyone was super friendly. Everyone was just kind of there for the celebration of the car. Here we go. Boom. So I can't play any of the videos. I bet you most of them are going to be reels, which is a bummer. But
These reels we can play.
Oh, okay.
We may not
but
be
like
able to get the audio, but
you got these little things towing the campers.
wow, that place looks fucking
Dude,
banging.
2,500 vehicles, dude.
You know, that's really cool. Like
This
a
looks like a
family
good time.
rally. Yeah, it really, really does. Oh, we need a fucking
That's what like Chuck and I were
pop-up
talking about. We're
everything
like,
that.
dude, there's no 20. I did 2,300 kilometers, and my wife was done with it at the end. And we were on vacation.
Yeah.
Right.
How am I going to sell
Yeah.
her
Right. Hey,
on the idea?
we're gonna pile in. Where are we going? Nowhere.
And we're not piling into a brand new Audi. We're piling into
Yeah.
one of my old Heats.
Yeah. We're not taking no rental.
Dude, Dojavo,
Yeah,
the 2CV, is that a Corrado back here maybe? No, it's
that's
4 doors.
4 doors.
But
That
like
looks
like
like
a
some
Quattro
sort
or
of
something.
yeah.
crazy. I'm not going to pretend I can pronounce what the hell the name of this rally is.
Go back one slide.
Got you.
What's that red thing on the left? That looks like some sort of JDM.
That's a C.
Yeah.
That
It does. Looks like either
Like
a
a-
super
like
like
old,
an EF or something.
Integra or a I can't quite tell.
but
Is that a yeah? It looks like a rabbit in the back, an actual Mark 1.
there was a bunch of Mark 1, Mark 2s, Mark 3s.
Yep.
Very, very cool. Actually, that's this Mark 2 back here, the Polizia like livery on the front.
Yep. What is this thing called? Rajd Kogoda? Koguda?
Sure, dude. This is definitely in Krakow.
It's
So-
crazy that you just happened to be there at this time. Like
Yeah.
this is probably like it's seemingly a massive deal, and you just stumbled through it.
2,500.
What are the odds?
2,500. It's a national thing for
Yeah.
Poland.
What are
I'd
the
assume.
odds too?
Yeah.
A car guy just ends up stumbling into that. That's cool.
But yeah, it was awesome. This was definitely one of the highlights of the trip. But you would just see everything in there. Like there'd be all different kinds of stuff. people in costume like this dude. This
Right,
guy.
this dude just having it.
Ooh,
Oh
GTO.
my god!
Look at that. Obviously, and you know what's funny? And actually, shouts to Andrew Miller because I sent some photos. Least interesting car there.
I was It's like
The
all right,
convertible.
typical Porsche guy.
Porsche, whatever.
Wearing
but
a
like
dad hat.
that's how weird. Like this Camaro out back.
Yeah,
That's how weird it was
It's a
when you. Is
Mustang.
that a Mustang?
it is Mustang.
Come on.
An ant? That's a Mustang.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Mustang.
Oh, it's a
I
Mark
think
II.
it's a
That's
Mach
why.
1.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyway,
It's got a weird
time.
grill on it.
yeah,
I
good
think
time.
that's the Mach 1 grill.
Great time. Look at the dude. This fucking thing. These things just roaming through cities with the trailer out back. Great time.
Imagine the cool stuff we would see if we didn't have such whack import laws.
Yeah.
These dudes got classics and everything in between.
Right. Dressed up as a tooth fairy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I did approach one of the vehicles to try and have a conversation. Language barrier was tough.
Yeah.
Difficult.
Whoop, C4 Corvette.
Dude, that
Face
GTR.
33 GTR.
Yeah. Dude, it was a
Cool.
good time. Carmen Gia, great. I'm happy you brought that up because I actually forgot that even happened on this. But yeah, I mean,
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, anyway, so they raised money for some foundation that's got to do with like
I like
cancer or something. It's great. But you get 2,500 people to participate. I mean,
Yeah,
that's no joke.
that's
Yeah,
that's
big.
super cool.
But yeah, it was a great trip. Happy I did it. Happy I did it. Happy I'm back. It's good.
Yeah, pictures are great.
How are you going to replace the sausage?
I got a ton at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a lot at home. Actually, I had 60 on the night.
Is that why they pulled you?
Yeah.
Is that why
In
they
one
pulled you out of
sitting?
line?
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy. That's a lot. Is that why they
Dude,
pulled you out of line? You had
6
just,
mile Italian.
You had just fucking raw meat stuffed in your suitcase.
No, dude. Here's the thing. I know you can't bring me back. I really want to try though,
I figured you would want to.
dude.
Corey's going to be swallowing balloons of raw sausage.
Dude, I know. I brought home. I think it was 12 or 14 blocks of French butter.
Oh, I heard
Last
this is
year-
the thing.
Last year, we got that home.
And you're wondering why they're like, this dude's bricked up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Let's pull him aside.
We brought home.
I heard that's a thing, though, like French butter.
Yeah, dude, actually, I brought home enough that I gave some away, and it lasted me an entire year.
Yeah, I must have missed that invite. It's fine.
Sorry, dude. That's fine. Sorry.
It's not like I want to enjoy butter.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I
From the
have
French.
heard it's like way different and better.
Dude, I got high altitude butter because the cows up there they produce milk a little bit differently. So when they churn the butter, it's a little more
I believe
a
it.
little more air in the
I
butter. It's a
believe
little lighter, richer,
Yeah, no, I
higher
believe
fat
it.
content. Yeah, it's good. But yeah.
We could go on and on about butter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will say, I don't think the drivers in Germany are that great, right? Germany, like,
Is bad driving universal to the world?
no. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, Switzerland, people are like,
I was just saying,
Super orderly,
isn't there
right?
really high stakes in Switzerland though?
yeah, yo, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't you.
There's really high stakes in Austria, which I found out. Chuck texted me like 10 minutes after we crossed into the border of Poland. He's like, hey, just a heads up, like, don't fuck around in Austria. Like, they don't play, and there's cameras everywhere. And I was
Really?
like, sick, just left Austria. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But it was just like, you'd be driving, and you're like, I thought people are like orderly here with like how they move over. So like, you'd be like, oh, I'm going to move to the left lane and pass this person in front of me. And then there'd just be someone in the left lane just chilling.
Ugh.
And I'd be like, oh, I'm just in Providence.
Yeah, it's
I was-
just 195.
The American culture is setting in.
I'm
That's
just
why.
in 195, but in like, the roads are really nice.
Yeah, that's not 195.
The roads are really nice. But yeah, overall, it's good. I like doing the driving stint. It's good.
Cool.
I get a kick out of it.
I mean, that's really the real way to see a country. You know
You
what I
see
mean? Just
crazy
driving
stuff.
through it and just
Yeah, yeah.
like you get the real feel for
Yeah, you see, because you're just like driving on the highway and you're like, what is that? And you're like, you pull off, see what's
pop
going
over.
on.
And it could, be this magical 500-year-old thing that's just like, oh yeah, it's just here, it's normal.
Crazy. Who remember? I don't even know if we drove at a time where you pumped and then you paid for gas.
Americans can't be trusted with that.
So I go to get gas in the Czech Republic, and I'm like, the fucking pump. I don't know what everywhere you go in the countries, they all do gas different. Just figure it out, man. You put the nozzle, you pay, you swipe, it's good. Everywhere is different, dude. France has a fucking little box outside you pay. Italy, God knows. Hopefully someone's there, maybe. I don't know.
Pumps rolling
Switzerland,
on
you got to
over
play a Scrabble game
Yeah,
first.
dude. So we go, and I'm like, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna pay. I go inside. I'm like, I need gas, and she's like, you pump?
Petrol.
Yeah. They know what you mean. Like, she's like, you pump? I'm like, no, I want to pump. I want to pump. You know.
I mean, you go into a gas station in America and say, I want to pump. You're ending up in a different room.
She's like, you must pump. You must pump. I'm like, I know, but like, I'm not looking for someone to do it for me. Like, I'm trying to pump.
I'll pump myself.
Yeah. And then there's a guy, and he's like, first you pump, then you pay. And I was like,
Crazy.
what fucking world do we live in?
We can barely pump our own gas prepaid here.
If you're in Jersey, you
Yeah,
can't.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then I know I don't know if you know, but like I have a thing here where like I'll just park at the gas pump.
I
we've
hate
discussed
you.
we've discussed this before. Yeah.
Whether I'm getting gas or not, I'll park at the gas pump.
No.
I don't give a
I
fuck.
can't be
dude.
here.
I parked the Tesla at a gas pump. I don't give a fuck. Dude. So I don't whatever, but I know they don't fucking play with that. So you pump and then you drive away and you get a parking spot unlike the other. Yeah.
Way too trusting.
So because I'm getting,
Strong dollar over
I'm
there. Gotta
getting
be.
very
Good
weak.
economy.
Very weak, dude. I think it's a 2-to-1 right now. But like, I'm at a rest stop off the highway, so you're not like in like a gas station like we just went to. So you like get gas, and then you like drive to the other side of like the rest stop and park,
Dude.
and then you go back and
how-
pay.
How is oil a business out there?
Crazy. You walk in, and you're just like, yeah, I use number 7, and they're like, all right, cool. Here you go, 40 Czech crown or whatever the fuck they use over there, dude. Some bullshit. It's like fucking Mickey Mouse money or something.
Damn.
It's Monopoly bucks.
Yeah, dude. It's
It's kind of nice to see, though, not to be honest.
It's-
Like, just like the trust in
it's
humanity
cool,
is
yeah.
pretty
Right,
nice
right.
to
Because
see.
I vaguely remember when I was really young, my mom worked in a convenience store. And I just remember, like, sometimes I would go to work with her. I remember there being, like, drive-offs. Just fill up,
Oh,
drive
yeah,
off.
yeah.
You know, it was a thing way
Yeah,
back when.
yeah.
Obviously, it's changed since with how things are done here. But,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it used to be a thing all the time.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
so whatever. But
I
don't think anything else.
Again, I have to wonder, is the punishment so severe if you get caught doing something like that?
yeah, I think so because I think that's how they do it. Because we used a bunch of trains to get around Krakow when we were there. Because it works. There's actually like public transport that works.
Proper, yeah.
Imagine
But it's
that.
like you just go to a kiosk next to it, and you like tap to get a ticket. You tap your credit card to get a ticket, but there's no one to show it to or do anything with. So
Just an honor system.
I said to Chuck, and I was like, "What's up with this?" He was like, "Once in a blue moon, someone will come around and check, and the fine is so steep
It's
that
just not
like
even
it's
worth
like a
paying.
year's worth of fucking train
Yeah.
tickets. So it's not worth fucking around."
That's the way to police things.
Right, right. It's so severe.
Everything's
that-
25 to life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. That's exactly like, hey, look, no. It's
Because like we used to train a bunch to get around Munich. You pay to get a ticket. There's nowhere to like scan the ticket, stamp the ticket, show the ticket. Nothing, dude. But every time I went in that fucking train station, I got a ticket.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because like also like you stick out like a sore thumb. You're a tourist. Like they're definitely gonna be
No,
like.
for sure.
But I was like, of course I get a ticket.
This
Whatever.
fucking thieving American.
right. That's
It's also-
exactly.
He's
That's
sliding, yeah.
exactly.
It's also it's like $4. Like, dude, what am I gonna like?
Right. So that's the thing. Right. Exactly. Like, yeah, it's priced at a reasonable amount, and then if you don't pay that, you're going to be punished so severely. It's not worth it. Just pay the fucking
So,
2 shilling and move on.
dude, crazy. But anyway, good time. Good time.
Solid.
Sorry, I just fucking rambled on for way too long.
That was worth it.
Did you go to the? You went to the BMW museum, didn't you?
Oh, I forgot.
I was gonna
doing
say,
that.
I
He
could've swore
rambled
there
on
was a
little
picture.
bit more.
I did go to the BMW museum. It rocked. I have heard the Mercedes one is better,
Nope.
which is crazy. But I don't know how it could be.
Yeah.
BMW one was way better than Ferrari. Ferrari one, fucking the toots, dude. That's not true. The Ferrari one was cool, but like it's Ferrari, and you're expecting
Yeah.
a little more.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's a cool museum with their cars. But BMW is like cool outside, like really weird inside, like multi-level. Everything from like the very first BMW made. They even had all their original plane stuff in there. They had all the race car stuff.
Planes?
So they started.
Wow.
It was like planes,
I know nothing about
plane
BMW.
engines. That's the logo.
Right.
The roundel?
Is a propeller spinning.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was just a checker.
motorsport.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, it's all right. But
Tell you all about that bow tie though.
it was really, really cool. They had a full 3 Series room where it's like every single 3 Series.
That's pretty cool.
I had 5 Series room, so like every 5 Series. That was my favorite room.
Easily.
Then we got to see the Batmobile, which
Is that a BMW?
yeah, you ever seen the Batmobile?
No, like CSL.
Oh.
Yeah.
The 30 CSL.
Yeah, not
Listen,
the
listen. You got to guide me a little bit more.
not the Michael Keaton one.
Okay. I was like, I thought that was like a kick car.
No, I posted
Michael
on my
Keaton's
story.
got a 750
Sick fucking BMW
Yeah, dude,
7
body
Series.
swapped.
You get to see these unbelievable like race cars in like full trim of like how they came off the track.
That's yeah.
It was really cool. A lot of motorcycle stuff, which it's cool. It's cool. You know, I think it's a little cooler to me because like Tom
I was gonna
has
say right. it's-
BMW motorcycles, and like I know that's his jam. So like I saw a few there that like I know he either has or likes or whatever. So that was cool to relate to. But a lot of the other stuff I was like, just like a big like enduro bike. Like I don't, like,
They do
it's
nothing
whatever
for
for me. Some F1 stuff was cool. You kind of cross like a little footbridge and you get to like their corporate office, and it's essentially just a giant BMW showroom. The M5 wagon is just like a Honda Odyssey, same size.
What?
It's dude,
The new, I assume, new BMW?
the new
new
BMW
hybrid.
M5 wagon.
Yeah.
It might be longer than a Honda Odyssey.
Yeah.
The hood might be just as tall as a Honda. It is a mammoth, dude. I will say though, the 3 Series wagon, tight. 3 Series wagon's tight, like good size, like good, like muscly.
Yeah,
look to
probably
it.
what the size of an old 5 Series used to be.
Yeah,
Is it
but
right?
the
It's close
M5
to a
wagon
normal car.
is a porker. It's, it's so big. It's so big. Yeah, but it was cool. It was cool to check out. Like it was cool because we were so close to it. Like we were far from Stuttgart, which is where like Porsche and Mercedes is. So like to get to there, which would have been way too far out of the way. But BMW, definitely cool.
Yeah.
They had a 1 Series, like for some reason they had like my 1 Series engine out on like an engine stand, but like cut in half.
That's pretty cool.
And I was like, oh, this is sick actually, because
Yeah.
like I own this engine. You're like looking at it, you're like, oh fuck.
Oh, yeah. I'd nerd out on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
so I was like fully into that. And I remember like when I had to replace the starter, how difficult it was. And like there was like a junction box for wiring. And I remember like when you have to take it out, you can't see it. You're just like feeling around. And I remember I like totally biffed one of the fucking screws. And I'm like, dude, that's the screw, dude.
There it
And
is.
I like think like, oh, if I had like came under the other way, like, so I don't know. Knock on wood. Hopefully, I'd never have to
No,
replace
that's
the
cool.
starter again.
Yeah, that's
but
the
it was
kind of
cool to
stuff
see
I
something
like.
like that. A lot of engine stuff. Like, they had a lot of the like race level engines out on display.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a reminder to all the engineers about the yeah. It's and they had a bunch of them. They had from like the first like 3 Series engine to what's like currently being made and all that. So
Yeah. That's cool.
yeah, I mean, they had a lot of marketing material in there too, like full rooms of marketing material over the years.
They used to be. I mean, who knows what they do now,
that
right?
was-
But commercials. They did the Clive Owen video series.
I don't want to
like-
say it was sad, but you walked into like their marketing room
Mhm.
of like the marketing stuff throughout the history, right?
And then it just abruptly.
And you'd walk up to this wall, and the wall would be, you know, however tall, however wide, whatever. But it was all these photos, like a collage. In the center would be probably like maybe a 30-something inch TV,
Yep.
right? And then there was like a slider that you could move, and you could move the slider to different generations of 3 Series or 5 Series or whatever,
Yep.
and it would play the marketing from that generation.
Which is awesome.
So you slide it to like the E36, and you're like, get this person back.
Right. Where did this?
Where is this person?
Yeah.
Get this person back. Because, like, this is cool. And then you go all the way to the end to whatever, the G Series or whatever.
Yep.
And it's just like Instagram posts.
Some interesting photos.
And
Right.
you're like, oh, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Yeah. This is not.
This is not what I want.
They just unloaded a whole marketing team, you know,
Yeah.
and now that's all they got. Some kid.
Yeah. So, it was a bummer to kind of see how it evolved and changed, but it was cool to see how it once was, because it's not like I was paying attention to 3 Series in commercials
Right. Right.
back then.
Right, but still, you see the difference then and now. And then I truly like that Clive Owen stuff. That was full fledged like cinema.
Yeah.
For BMW. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
Last thing, and I'll get off of it.
No.
Biggest disappointment is no art cars. Listen, actually, that's not true. 3 art cars, none of the Andy Warhols, none of the ones you wanted to see.
Is that because they're privately owned and they won't sell them back?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with them. I don't know where they are. I Googled it. They said they can be seen at the museum. No, they can't. I was there. They're not there. There were 3 art cars. Whatever. I don't know. They weren't like... Art cars are cool, but they're not like...
For a layman, explain what an art car is.
Do you know what Andy Warhol is?
Yeah.
Okay. So Andy Warhol painted these cars. Didn't like, not vinyl, like painted these cars. Like true Andy Warhol style. And they're just like some of the best looking...
The only artist to do it in this?
No, a lot of artists. It's just he's the...
His or...
Interestingly, and this is to back up what Corey was saying, no, the BMW art cars are not generally privately owned. They are part of a collection owned by BMW Group and are typically showcased in the BMW Museum or displayed at cultural events around the world. The only exception is the Frank Stella M1 art car, which was previously owned by the Guggenheim and is now in private hands.
So I wonder...
Does this piggyback the... Oh, yeah, because this shows the whole history, right? Because this is the website that they put up where all the, crazy info was.
So, like, these are just...
When were they... Sorry to interrupt. When were they done?
So this was 1979.
Wow.
This was 77. I think what it
These
started...
are really avant-garde for the time.
And you're going to see how they change. Because, like, I know I'm not going to go through them all.
Yeah.
But, like, yo...
what's
82?
What's that
I can get
wrestler?
that same liver at AutoZone.
What the fuck is that wrestler's name?
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, I think you're going to say
Flames.
Bonesaw.
Yeah. But, dude, look at this, dude.
Wow.
You'll be familiar with, like Mike from Stance Works did his car. This one was there.
That one's really cool.
I saw that
a
one in
lot.
person. I'm sure it's really cool. I don't know who Ken Doan or Ken Dunn is, whatever. In person, it looks...
Are they clear-coated?
This is.
Yeah, it's got quite a shine.
Yeah. Some of the other... This was the car there. I was like, what the fuck is this thing?
Mid.
What am I supposed to do with this? But I'm like gassed about seeing the art cars.
1991. That makes sense.
Gassed. And like the last exhibition says it's art cars, and we get in this room,
There's nothing.
and it's this car,
No.
that other 3 Series, and like one other car. This one was there.
Is this the artist, Sandro Chia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sandro Chia?
But I was like, damn, dude, come on. I'm looking for more, but whatever.
Are they still doing this?
Yeah.
Clearly, because that's a newer car.
2016. But you can see over the years how that kind of like...
It's really
how does this classify as an art car? It's
Yeah.
a photo of the car on the car with a yellow stripe. Like,
And they
give me a
put a
fucking
couple
break.
stickers on there.
I get the Cants Customs. They'll do me better than this.
Guaranteed.
But yeah, then we get a little crazy. It's not really a car. I mean,
Are they still hand painted now, or are they literally?
No. It's fucking vinyl.
Typical.
Which, hey, you know what? For my business, great.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, love it.
Yeah, love it.
Keep printing.
Oh shit! Mad Rabbit Design. Elvis's car. So Elvis had
Who's Elvis? No.
a BMW there. He owned a BMW, which fucking I didn't know he did. But it's a BMW 507. So Elvis's BMW 507. They got it back, and then they like
Whoa.
completely completely refinished the whole thing, and it's in its own room, dude. In its own room, just playing the
Elvis.
same
No.
the same Elvis song over and over and over.
That's all they could afford the rights to.
And
They
people
go through security guards every other
people
month because
line
they're
up.
suicidal.
line up at that microphone to take a photo in front of the microphone in front of the car.
Oh my God.
It's a cool looking car though.
Was Elvis big in Germany like the Hoff? You know what I mean? Was it
he
one of those? Was he pre the Hoff
He was big into pills. I don't fucking.
in peanut butter sandwiches?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I relate him with.
But yeah, I mean,
Dude's got some pipes though.
yeah,
He's got pipes.
it was cool to see. BMW Museum rocked.
Good looking car.
Yeah, overall cool. Yeah, I listen. When it's a trip like this, like I can only squeeze in so much car
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
Between the
God.
sausage and everything else.
'Cause,
It's
like-
just fucking-
well, it's like I say I want to drive everywhere, which is like, okay, fine, we'll drive everywhere, right? Because there's also got to be someone else who's going to sit in the passenger with me the whole time, who like might not want to sit in the car for 5 hours. Well, like
Yeah, it's a
enjoy
tough
driving,
sell.
right? It's hard,
Yeah.
hard. It's gotten easier over the years. And I'm
She
good-
knows who
we're-
she married.
We're just gonna pop over.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
I'm
we're just
good-
gonna-
It's 800 miles between sausage carts and then another 200 after.
and then I'm good for like one car thing, right?
That's a good break. Or
That's a good thing, right? And because I am also like, I get sick of it too.
Sure.
Because like we spend so much time wrapped up in it. I don't need it every
Yeah,
day.
it's a
Right,
vacation
it's a
from
break
everything
away, yeah.
mentally,
I don't-
physically. Sure.
I don't need it every day. So I get to do like last time it was a Ferrari thing, whatever, and this time it's BMW thing. However, the fucking rally going through Poland was the coolest thing.
Yeah, those photos are sweet.
right,
Yeah.
because and that is just
It was
circumstance.
Every single street was
That's
packed.
and that's when
Packed.
you can't be like, "Ah, I didn't plan this.
Yeah.
Packed, dude.
She's like, you booked the days, right? And you're like,
I didn't book Poland. Packed, dude, every street. And that was cool because that was like kind of gave me H2O vibes. Just people in the street hanging out, standing around cars, and it didn't matter like what street you went down. There were cars, there were people, there were cars, there were people, there were people driving. You know, like it was a good time.
Shit, I just had a thought on that. I lost it. Oh, Poland, Krakow, like big car scene. Seems like there's a lot of car stuff happening in Poland.
Well, they just had that car show.
Is that in Warsaw?
I'm not gonna be Volklov. I think it doesn't look like it's written that way, but it's
Okay,
it's pronounced like Volklov. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chuck will say it.
wherever it is, but like it's happening. It's popping
Yeah.
off over there.
Yeah.
Oh, in a good way, not the bad way.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, that was our callback section.
Yeah, my bad.
No, it was great.
What have you been up to?
It was great.
me?
Yeah.
I've been doing the usual, man. I'm a Beetle guy now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've been beetling it.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about on just during today and like my visits here at the podcast. And the last one, I think I mentioned about future projects and what I wanted to do, and I interjected myself and I was like, "Oh no, Beetle! I'm gonna do a Beetle!" Like half-heartedly saying it, and here I am. I was like, next episode, I'm like, that's all I do now. I love the car. To be honest, it's super fun.
So I was gonna say is it's still your wife's car.
Technically,
But it's transitioned to.
yeah.
I mean, this is what you're wrenching on every weekend.
Yeah, she likes driving the C10 a lot, the 68, because it's super easy to drive. Like you could give the keys of that truck to anyone,
Yeah.
and if they've driven a modern car, they'll get in it, turn the key,
Yeah.
hit the radio. It's a automatic shift. It's very fuel injected. You don't have to pump the gas to get it
Yep.
to start. It's not gonna, get vapor lock after you drive it. It's just it's easy, and so that's sort of her benchmark when we're driving.
Yep.
And so we'll drive around the Beetle, and I was telling Corey, it like misfired or backfired or popped out of fourth gear or something like that because we just went to take it took it to see fireworks, and she panicked, and I was like, listen, it is never going to be as turnkey as the C10 is.
It's just
so,
right. It's just a
yeah.
different animal.
But nevertheless, yeah, it is a very fun car, and she does like she's driven it a couple times. She can drive stick, but she because when I first met her, she had a black on black. I'm going to call it a Mark IV Beetle, though it's whatever. It is. A black on black 5-speed 1.8T Beetle. Damn. That was yeah. I mean, how do you think she got me, dude?
I don't know. She was doing it like that.
Yeah, I was like, shoddy.
Wow.
Yeah. So she can drive stick, and she did drive that car, but it's finally now just up until like last weekend. I'm like, all right, it's good enough that you can learn to drive on it again as it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been great. As far as like working on it, which one I prefer, the C10 150 times over.
Because there's more room.
Yeah, I hate working on that thing.
Yeah.
I just pulled the motor with our good friend Noah and did a clutch, a flywheel, not a flywheel, a pressure plate, a throwout bearing, rear main seal, exhaust stud, all this stuff. And he asked me, he was like, would you rather pull the motor in the C10 or in the Beetle? And I said, the C10. Because the Beetle, you're like, oh, every 4 bolts, it's in and out. And you're fighting this thing to go back on. But the C10, you go into it knowing you're like, this is going to suck to pull. I'm going to get fluids all over me. And they're different cars.
It's big, it's heavy.
Yeah. In the Beetle, you're fighting for every inch of its life to work on that thing.
Right.
But,
you can't just get to a bolt for the most part.
Everything is such a pain. Mechanically, they're obviously totally different. Wiring is totally different on a Beetle, I found out. Their grounds are brown and their hots are black and also red.
I'd be fucked.
Yeah, dude, it's you're cooked, dude. You're cooked.
I always knew brown Volkswagen is just a brown, brown thing, just Volkswagen.
That's fine when you're working on a Beetle, except when you put a new distributor in it, that's an electronic sparking advance or an electronic ignition. You have a red wire from the distributor going to the hot side of the coil, but the hot side of the coil has Volkswagen wires on it, so it's a red wire going to a black wire, and you're like, dude, this thing is gonna blow.
Doesn't seem right.
And then the opposite side,
everything's telling you not
has
to
a green
do that.
wire and a black wire. You're like, I don't know what is what, but yeah, it's honestly been a great car to have. It's super fun. It's Max at Everesto hooked me up with for getting me everything I needed for the bag and the beam and all that. Bag Riders got me my management and everything. It's pretty well sorted now. That's probably I'd feel totally comfortable driving that car to California and back. It's pretty bulletproof now.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, the paint looks really, really good from this picture. I'm sure it's close up. It starts to get a little noticeable, but shined up nice.
Yeah, Rob at Dent Patrol is coming actually Monday to knock a couple dents out of it for me.
Oh hell yeah!
Yep, I'm getting that thing ready for Wolfsgart. I'm going to drive it up to Vermont.
Sick.
I don't know if I'm going to enter any of the shows.
But just just go.
Yeah, because I mean, for all intents and purposes, like it's still kind of a beater. Like,
right.
It's just an old Beetle on air ride, which is cool.
Yeah,
I can admit that, but it's certainly not like show worthy.
Is that a sunroof?
Oh yeah, I'm big sunroof guy. Big sunroof guy. Yeah, the Beetle's been great. I got the 68. I've been doing a couple things on that. I got some plans for it.
Yep.
And then
you got pretty discouraged with that, right? The 68, because there was a couple things that you were like, oh crap, there was a leak, and
the 68 it's for anyone that doesn't know. I have a few vehicles. The Beetle we're talking about, and then I have a 1968 Chevy C10. It's gold and white. That's kind of like the truck. That's like,
I was thinking the blue truck.
No, the blue truck's an 86.
Okay.
The 68 is sort of my like magnum opus. That's what everybody knows me for. But my blue truck is a that truck is like a disappointment for me, like mentally. Like the truck itself is not a disappointment. Like my lack of finishing it,
just where it's at. Yeah.
It is probably the nicest thing I've ever built. It's not as flashy as my 68 C10, but as far as like execution, that truck is it's killer. It's so nice. There's not a blister of rust on it. Everything is done at the level that I know now how to do, like where my 68 C10 is, like I learned how to do everything on that. So like there's some things I'm like, I probably wouldn't do that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I've gotten the Beetle good, 68, I got a couple weeks of work on that I got to do. I've said it again, but I mean, I'm hoping that's going to, my 1986 is going to be driving this year, but.
What's the plan for the Beetle? Like it's at that point, right? Is there anything else you got to button up or I'm sure there's little things, but nothing like big in the plans that you're like, ooh, I need to tackle this.
No, not for right now. I just bought some low back seat frames for it. I drove out to Poughkeepsie, New York, which is like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to rebuild. Yeah, I could redo those. It needs an interior bad. Like the seats are smoked. And by interior, I mean like seats and a headliner. But that car is pretty good. I want to do build a 1600 dual port motor for it. Maybe a new transmission, the Freeway Flyer, I think, or Highway Flyer, everyone calls it. I've been reading about that. That'll probably be done.
Do they call it the Highway Flyer because its final drive is
Yeah,
bigger?
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah.
But the thing with Beetles is that they cool by the RPMs of the motor, because in the shroud that you look at when you see a Beetle motor, a Type 1 motor,
Yep.
inside that is a fan, and that fan spins the air to go over the oil cooler to cool the motor, to cool the oil as it's passing through the motor. So lower. That's why Beetles don't like to idle like Harleys don't, because there's no air passing over it.
Right. It's just
So the Freeway Flyer, whatever it's called, is a lower final drive gear. But because of that, you're only running at 1100 or whatever RPM, and so there's lower fan speed on the motor, and so they tend to overheat from this.
Okay.
Yeah. So whether or not I get one, that's who absolutely knows. But that'll be like the last things I do on that is build a motor, interior, and do something with the transmission, because it pops out of fourth now, and the synchros are kind of fucked up.
Yep. I noticed you picked up parts from behind a tree today.
Yeah. Shout out to Blake, man. I was telling Corey, this one of one. The guy is just unbelievable. He's so nice, man. When we bought that car, he like put together like a welcoming package for Becca and I of like all the Luft House stuff and like a couple like trinkets, odds and ends, and VW Jesus, like his dad on a magnet, like just absolutely the best. And I told him I wanted to get a new shifter from this company called Vintage Speed. And I was asking him about, which one should I buy? Like, who stocks it? And he was like, say no more. I'll drive up to your house and I'll just give you one. And I told him I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out. He was busy. And so, yeah, I grabbed it from him from his Luft House over here today.
Yeah. It's just the best.
He really, honest to God, is.
And he's
one of the
got a
best
full-time
humans.
job, a family, 2 shows, and he's still
And
out
we're-
there.
Makes
making it
time
happen.
for everyone.
We
Yeah.
should all be so thankful to have him around here.
For the scene, for sure. 100%.
He's massive. He's
Yeah.
massive for it. And I
Yeah.
don't think he gets his flowers enough. And that's saying a lot because he does.
Yeah, because honestly, like the European scene in general out here
Owes so much to him and his group.
right? Because that there's other stuff, but direct around us, New England area, yeah.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
Yep. So I got the Beetle, the C10s, and it's kind of been it lately. Just kind of trying to enjoy summer and do everything I can.
How are the chickens?
Good. We lost one a few months ago. We had to put her down, but they're fun. Got eggs that I don't know what to do with.
You eat
Yeah.
eggs.
I do, but you can only eat so many. I mean, I get 3 eggs a day, 7 days a week, so 21 eggs a day, or 21 eggs a week. You
That's
think
pretty,
you want eggs? and you
That's
get
pretty significant.
Yeah, you get 2 dozen eggs a week, and you're like, I don't.
Because even with the 5 of us, an 18 pack is sufficient.
Yeah.
For what I mean. That's
And my wife barely eats eggs, so I'm like,
Right.
I can only do
We're so many.
deviled eggs so many times.
Deviled
You put eggs in the sausage mix.
I mean, if someone offered it, I would.
Yeah.
Pop one in there, and put
Yeah.
them together
Should have brought that
as
as
a
thank you gift.
mend
Yeah, right.
thing. Yeah, perfect. What's next? Do you think about that, or are you content with what you have?
Oh no, never content.
Okay.
Always. Why don't I have more?
Matter of fact,
Why-
we did talk about a particular green Porsche that's on Facebook Marketplace,
Yeah.
or at least half of one.
Yeah. Do you know
That's there.
it's just to circle back a second? I was talking to somebody that owns a barbecue joint called Blondie's in Walpole in Route 1.
I've heard of this place. I have not stopped yet.
Owner was great. So Jake and I, to kind of tie it all in, he painted a back or a panel for the 68 C10, which I posted on my Instagram. It's a battery disconnect panel. Jake actually painted that on the way back. I grabbed him dinner and we stopped at Blondie's, and we're sitting inside, and one of the bus boys comes over and he goes, "Hey, whose truck is that outside?" And I go, "That's mine. Thank you, appreciate it, whatever." As I'm walking out, there's a guy sitting at the counter, like when you walk in, and he was like, "Hey, don't mind me. I'm just stalking whoever's coming out to look at to see that truck." I said, "All right, yeah, it's mine. Like, you come on over, I'll show you." And so then all of a sudden I got him, the owner, his wife, the hostess, the bus boy, the kitchen, the pit master. Bro, I cleared the kitchen. Everyone is outside.
Place is shut down for business.
I'm on, yeah. They're all super nice, and I'm hitting the pipes on the thing, and I'm hitting the air ride, and they're all going crazy. But turns out that the owner is a Porsche fan.
Yeah.
So he's got like a 930 or something like that. And we were talking to him, and I said to him, Porsche is every car kid's Mount Everest.
Yeah,
Every
100%.
single person I know that's into cars, be it domestic or foreign or Stance or Hot Rod or whatever, they all want and love and appreciate like a Porsche, like an air-cooled Porsche.
Yeah, end goal.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it. Everyone was just like, I'm selling everything. That's the one car I want to get. So yeah, I'd love to, but I want to, I said it last time I was here, but I really want to get into a new body truck, like a 2023, 2024.
Yep.
And I would love to design my own rear end kit in CAD, like SolidWorks, Fusion 360.
Yep.
And then have that sent out and then build in 4-link a truck, like with my own parts.
Yeah, that'd be killer.
That would be like what I would like to do next. But whether or not that's actually it, I mean, who knows? It's going to be whatever kind of comes my way.
You've been diving into some of that stuff, right? You've been continuing your design skills. You have a 3D printer now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you went down the road of like ordering a 3D printed metal piece
No,
or anything
you
yet?
guys had a guest on recently.
John Volk,
yeah. I
in
followed him on
particular.
Instagram. He was
It's such a great, like, it's
so
it's,
cool.
You know, as we talked about other stuff like design stuff and whatnot earlier, the tools that are out there are just
it's crazy.
wild.
The ability to be a quality home garage builder now is like better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Which, to the same vein, I do wonder if we'll get to a point where everything is too sterile. Like you're going to want, you know, cracks and flaws and things because you're like,
The hand cut bracket.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think it'll be like the pendulum swing where like right now it's like we're going over and it's like, whoa, we can 3D print
Precision.
manifolds and everything
Yeah.
is absolutely perfect and this fits absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in 10 years we're going to look at it and be like, oh, that's ratty. I like that. Like that was
Yeah.
built with a cutoff wheel and a welder. Like
Yeah,
the way,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But until that point, yeah, I've been.
It's almost like analog. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
It's almost like,
yeah.
this is an analog build.
we all went
This
back to,
dude did
to
this.
vinyl, to music,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
no, people are getting dumb phones now and everything. Like the pendulum swung the other way, and I wonder if we'll ever do that. But
That's a great question. Probably.
For
I'd
sure.
imagine so. I mean, there's still certain niches and groups, especially in the hot rod scene, that love lead slingers.
oh yeah,
What's it,
Carbureted
an English
engines and big block
wheel
Chevys
and
yeah.
making a fender. I see a lot of it in the motorcycle stuff. Taking a piece of sheet metal and making something by hand.
Yeah.
And so that's still there for sure.
yeah. I wonder, not to get too off tangent, but I wonder if we'll kind of lose that art for a bit. And like if it'll come back.
I hope it comes back. It's
kind of like film photography or something.
I was going to say, we'll have to, like, if it's lost completely, somebody along the way will have to relearn it and make it cool.
Or I wonder if we've learned enough from our mistakes of like losing lost art like that we won't let that happen.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think we know we lost it till it's already gone.
But true. But I'm saying like the current landscape of like nostalgia is real big right now, and like
Huge,
retro is real big. I wonder
Right.
if knowing that will
People want to hold on to
will
it more.
carry the old way,
Yeah.
so to speak.
For, you know, not that people do a great job at endangered species, right? But like,
yeah, it's much more awareness.
it's
now.
aware and everybody knows, like, hey, we should probably
Yeah.
fucking fix that somehow. But the problem with that is, and that's a rough example, pendulum swings once again where you have people who are making the woolly mammoth.
Yeah,
You know what
too
I mean?
much.
So it's just
Gone
like,
too
oh,
far.
hold on. That's not what we went.
you don't want the woolly
to.
mammoth?
Would I what?
I want the woolly mammoth.
I'd be fine with it, but it just gets to a point of like, hold on. I've seen
I've
seen Jurassic Park.
here. Actually,
I've seen,
Yeah.
you know, your woolly mammoth. Okay, what's your plan? You're gonna reintroduce them in Alaska somewhere. I'm gonna be unbothered for the most part.
Yeah.
To New Bedford.
So you're gonna put out the fucking dire wolf into the Arizona forest? Might be a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just at one point again, it just
Yeah.
goes too far to whatever it
Yeah.
is.
That's
But-
kind of how I felt about Mike Burrows from Stanceworks. Just put a video, and it's like a little desktop
The CNC machine.
And I'm like, wow, that's really like,
It's insane.
you've got, and like he was truthful with the fact, he was like, these 3 parts are going to take a full day to make.
Yeah.
But that's right now. How long
Yeah.
until the next iteration of the machine can do 10 parts in one day, same size?
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah,
with him,
the bell curve of technology is crazy.
he's a good person to look at that bell curve because look what he built in the past.
He is
Right.
super inspirational, dude. Like he pushes the envelope
Dude,
of like what
right.
you can teach yourself to do.
I watch his videos and I was like, I am such a fucking pussy
well, that's
all the time. I'm like,
comparison is the thief of joy, but honest to God, like that's how you get better. Like you're not
Yeah.
gonna be
for
your best version if you're just like, I'm better than so and so.
we often say, certain race car drivers, they don't have, or rally drivers don't have that fear thing. Mike has that, or doesn't have that when it comes to tackling a project.
Yeah.
There's no hesitation, no thing saying, oh, that might be a little out of my wheelhouse. It's, no, I'm going to fucking figure it out somehow.
The fear of failure has to be less than the risk of joy, or whatever that comparison is. But
I mean, his GTK 24, whatever thing he's building, that's a good example because it's like you build this car.
Yep.
Right. And that's when you started getting into 3D parts, but you build this car and then you ship it to the other side of the planet.
Nuts.
And then you break it. And it's just like
severe.
Right.
Full
And
stop,
it sucks. And you,
full stop broken. And then you're like, all right, cool. All right, well, this is what I got to work on. And I'm just like,
Yeah, take your lumps and just keep moving.
dude, I think about me like I broke my car 2 minutes from work.
But
And
you
I
have,
was like, fuck this thing. Fuck that.
you have to remember though that is, he makes a livelihood off of doing, and that's not
sure,
to disparage Mike by any
No.
means.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
the
yeah.
kid, but like
I mean,
he's got to keep moving.
He was doing it before he was making a livelihood from
Yeah.
it too. But back to the bell curve, now you see with the F40 he's building, everything is 3D printed prior to synthesis and cassette. So everything is perfect. Now everything is being CNC machined. And I'm like, so he's kind of done the full spectrum
Yeah.
of building Rusty,
Yep.
what we all know, right? Which was literally just give me an angle grinder and I'm gonna have at it.
by hand in the
So
garage.
now I'm building my own F40
There's
and
a-
everything is CNC.
There's a sort of a pilgrimage of learning how to do it the backyard way versus and then learning the new way. But
And I will say, like, this time frame, him doing this might be technologically may not be the peak, but is it the peak of all things at hand? In other words, the mix of technology, the mix of what he's done before to make whatever this thing's going to be in this manner, is that the best form? Because it's combining everything.
going back to like what you said about 3D printing, one of the things I am still continuing to learn is understanding how to utilize the tool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not learning how to 3D model and print, because I mean that's going to be an ongoing thing. And I see people's like 3D models, and I'm like, holy smokes, dude! Like I am just scratching the surface.
Right.
I made a little toy or whatever, but trying to retrain your brain into thinking that you have a tool to fix those little habits and those little issues that you didn't realize were nuances. Like for example, in the Beetle, the mirror to tighten is an 18 millimeter, but the space to fit the wrench is really, really thin. So if a standard open and box wrench doesn't fit in there, and I was like, wait a second, I can print one.
Yeah.
And so I designed open-ended box wrench, 18 millimeters, and did 100% infill and printed that and used that as a wrench. So like that sort of thinking is like tough to like train your brain to, and that's probably the hardest part of having one.
Right, because it's truly like it's outside the box.
Yeah,
thinking.
you need to understand that like you don't have the limits that you once had before.
Right. It's like Neo in the Matrix.
Yep. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's very. I say the same thing about ChatGPT, and it can do more than writing emails for you.
Yeah,
But
for
you need
sure.
to unlock sort of your brain to unlock it.
Yeah.
Because I think about how many tools I've like butchered to custom make something. How many like wrenches I've shaved down,
Cut in half.
Dude, speaking of which, to do the starter on the BMW,
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 cut wrenches to fit in certain spots. Like now you'd be like, all right, well, how much room do I have? All right, cool. What size does it need to be? Print, boom, there you go.
Yeah. So I did the air ride setup in the Beetle for that's kind of like how everything kind of started for me. So a major player in the air ride game, I won't use them specifically because again, I don't want to put them down, but they stopped manufacturing the brackets that basically are hoops that go around the tank to mount the compressors. And a couple other companies made it, and they were hundreds of dollars. And I said, there's no way I'm paying that.
No
Like,
way,
I can't.
Joseph.
No. And so I needed 3 or 4 of them, and at $300 a whack, all of a sudden that was $1,200 in brackets. And I said, you know what? That's dang near the price of a printer. Yeah, I'll still have to could get the parts manufactured afterwards, but that's basically the cost of investment to that. So
And you have it long term to
yeah, it's just like anything else. Like, you buy the tool, you don't rent it, and then all of a sudden you own it for future projects.
Yeah.
But in so doing all that, I made the hoops, I made the compressor mounts, I made the air ride mount and everything. But even cooler, I had to, for the hard lines or the air lines coming off the manifold, there's six ports on an airlift V3 or 3P, whatever it's called. I measured the distance between each hole, mapped it in Fusion 360, and then basically made a template of each hole. And so, like, to drill the holes now, I have them perfectly aligned with the manifold so that all the air lines line up 100%.
Are exact,
Yeah, like things like that, it's really cool for is like
right, because
templates
it can just take something even further.
Yeah. Because rather than, you can achieve that just with hand tools, measuring.
Yeah.
But just being able to, on my downtime, be like, oh, I'm just going to whip this template up real quick, and in 10 minutes and 15 cents in material I have
Minimizes risk.
Yep.
For
and now, and that's going back to what I said about like how sterile will builds get in 10 years, that it's like, oh, this looks like a robot built it.
And I wonder if we'll get to the point,
because we're trying to achieve that right now, but
it'll be a few clicks away.
Yep.
And I wonder if we'll get to a point, especially when it comes to the tools and things like that. Is Big Tool going to be like, fuck, we're screwed because somebody can just, or will they go, you know what? All right, we're going to sell our designs and you can print them at home.
Yeah.
But then again, that could easily be ripped too. And you modify, it's almost, modify a small thing. It's your design.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like we're really at the, I won't say tipping point, but we're at like a pretty pivotal moment with technology and like car building. And I really wonder where it's going to take us.
Yeah. It's at the infancy for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, or at the very least,
technology in general.
For the average consumer to be able to do a lot more things.
We have stuff like people doing fake patina now. It makes me wonder if people are going to use these tools to do like fake welding look style,
Wow. Yeah, like fake.
Matter of fact, I just seen
in the 3D print.
Yeah, like a TIG weld has that dimed look that a robot laser weld doesn't give
lobster,
you.
like a lobster tail.
Yeah.
Is that instead of having someone, because to make a lobster tail, you need to be renownedly talented.
You're
right.
Welding 700 feet for a 2-inch pipe.
Right. But like, can someone just design that into a 3D print? And now it's like, they powder coat the piece. It looks like it's lobster tailed.
Yeah, I bet you see it.
It's kind of like a fake patina type thing.
Right.
Yeah, I bet.
And then to the point you made before, no, that's a digital build.
Yeah.
We don't like that. That's a digitally built car.
Yeah, and we're going to be the boomers hanging on to it.
Dude, we are.
For sure.
We are.
I can,
No.
I can see the writing
I
on the
like
wall.
my cars way less efficient, taking way more time than it should.
Yeah.
Questionable integrity.
And bad for the environment.
Yeah,
Right,
what the
right. Just
hell,
all of
man?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Josh and I were just talking before the air too about similarly about how what's worth money now in the car space, and about how LSs, I take them for granted that they're reasonably $500, $600, $800, and I wonder if there's a point where, because the LS motor is not made anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The LT1 or whatever is, and like the LT motor is, but there's a finite amount of them. I wonder if we'll ever see the day where an LS is like $3,000 for a junkyard LS.
Right. Because you have multiple things at play. You have time, which wherever they're sitting, that's going to play a part. People grabbing them to use.
Most of them are iron block, which iron rusts.
Grabbing them to use and blowing them up anyway.
Yeah.
So,
this is
not
very much like
drift
the
tax, but similar.
Yeah, this is very much like the cars we grew up on that were like, the Integras and the Mark IVs.
Right.
Like they were $500, $600, whatever they were. And now they're worth money because they're all been molested.
Yeah. And just, right.
Yeah,
at some point between multiple things, the numbers are going to dwindle.
Mm-hmm.
And again, kind of we keep going to endangered species. It's kind of like,
at
some point there will be no more.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Tom or whoever, somebody could name some, matter of fact, in the bike world, I know all the Harley motors, panheads, knuckleheads.
They're like $10,000.
Knuckleheads are, I don't even know, I think they're in, north of 20
it's
for some
insane.
of them. I don't know for sure, but
I know a few knuckleheads.
Yeah, I know a couple knuckle draggers.
And I bet they build analog cars.
Yeah, that like the old fashioned way.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to think. Yeah, I mean, man, we're gonna get to see it, right? We're a hell of a fucking generation because we get to see
It
a lot.
is.
Dude.
Hey,
we get to see
we're
a lot.
far from the greatest, but we're going to see some wild
We're
shit.
going to see
Yeah.
everything. I mean, fucking all the events that happen, wars that happen, and hey, you know what? This fucking knuckle dragger can build his own motor
Yeah.
at home and just hit print.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're also fortunate to be in the early onset of all the internet photos too. So all our MySpace photos are thankfully gone.
Right. Thank God.
This generation,
Purge.
everything's
Yeah,
permanent.
thank God.
Mine, yeah,
Nobody will ever see my top 5.
yeah, yeah.
It's a tough one.
Might cause a stir. Yeah, it's a very interesting thing to think about. And I think I use the tool example, right? But I don't know this for sure. I don't follow NASA too much. We fired Brian a long time ago, but I have to assume going to space, just bring a printer.
Yeah,
Why carry all these tools? Just bring a printer.
yeah.
And
It's
if you
a
need
good point.
something, you can print it and utilize it. And hell, who knows if you can then recycle it? Like, oh, cool. No, we're good with 5 pounds of material.
Yeah, I wonder what the future of all this will look like. I mean, speed on the 3D printers. And again, I'm not claiming to be like any sort of savant with this stuff. I'm very, very, very novice. Like I can get by like doing like the middle thing. And I'm sure if like a professional watched my workflow in Fusion 360, they'd bash my head in the computer because I just get through it with brute force. I'm just like, I think this will work.
Yeah.
Speed is like the big one that will improve over time, but I like wonder what else it will do.
Speed, accuracy.
I mean, they're already crazy accurate.
Yeah.
Dude, I made an 18 millimeter wrench and it worked.
right.
18
Which
millimeters,
That's crazy to
I mean,
think about.
different materials will have different tolerances. So like, it's called PLA, which is like basically standard plastic, not UV resistant, not heat resistant.
Yeah.
That has the best tolerances with it. And that's what I printed this with. But yeah,
And it just worked.
it's crazy.
Yeah. It's really wild to think that.
Like I said, once you like unlock your brain into thinking like that, that's really cool.
I think the speed, because just imagine, hypothetically, this is far, far off, but going on a road trip and be like, you know what? I'm not bringing any tools because I'll just bring my printer.
You know what's funny? Circling back to what we were saying about like perfect builds, the rear parcel shelf on the Beetle, I wanted to put speakers on 2 6x9s, and typically what you do is measure the 6x9, figure out like your width between like where you want to put the center point to the speakers, make a template or whatever the template the speaker company gives you with. What I did is I took measurements of that space. It was, we'll call it 18 inches wide and then maybe 10 inches deep. And then the other end, it was like a trapezoid. And the other end was 25 inches, we'll say arbitrarily.
Yeah.
I mapped that out in Adobe Illustrator in 18, 10, whatever. And then I measured the speaker 6x9. I put 2 6x9 holes in that template. And then I printed a big sticker for it. I put that sticker on a piece of MDF, traced that, and then cut that MDF down. And then I had a perfect sized parcel shelf with perfectly placed speakers for the Beetle.
Yeah.
And you can even take that a step further, is you could send that off to, whatever company is doing their thing, and they could laser cut the MDF. And then you have, like I said, an absolute perfect, not a millimeter out of alignment panel.
KD does it regularly.
With
not necessarily making MDF panels, but for instance, say he needs a spacer for a speaker, or some sort of adapter or something along those lines. He uses that laser machine cutting acrylic and all that sort of stuff daily.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, like that again circles back to like the what can you do with this tool versus like just the idea of having that
existing
tool.
It right, and again, especially for somebody like him, he also has a 3D printer, but that just saves him time.
It's crazy.
And allows him to, move on, bang out a vehicle in a day or whatever, or at least, hey, you know what? That's doing its thing. I'm going to go back on this because I can wait for that to happen. And instead of, I now have to make this piece so I can get back onto that. And
one of the less than perfect parts on the 68 C10 I have is the front drive accessory is a mishmash of every different brand for like the water pump spacer, the alternator bracket, the power steering, because I wanted them all in a certain orient on the motor, and like they didn't sell a drive package for me. And so like, it's company A, company B, and nothing really lines up on it. And so the alternator, I have like 6 washers stacked on the bolt to like hold the rod on the mounting rod or on whatever. But I was thinking, I was like, you know what? instead of having like a friend lathe me a piece, I can literally just 3D print like a little thick washer and just right there.
In
Yeah.
black too. You'll never see it.
Never, and you'll never even notice it. Get a resin that's good for heat and UV
Good-
and everything.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's crazy. And
Yeah.
I think, like you said, the speed of which they can do it, and certainly the material is going to change.
Yeah, being able to print metal is wild.
That's when that
Wild.
happens, or it does happen.
Yeah,
and,
that's
and John
wild.
Volk explained everything, and because you can do as far as efficiency and airflow,
yeah,
way better on that and more accurate and all that sort of stuff. So it's just
and
it's almost endless.
airflow is, I mean, the old homage of an engine is an air pump really, really matters. You see what difference an exhaust makes on a car just by like the flow state of it, of like a log manifold where it's, we'll say a V8 engine of each bank, the 4 cylinders coming down to like one collector,
Right.
will strangle that exhaust versus a set of long tubes, which it has a scavenging effect. So when he's able to make those really nice smooth curves, like you're gaining
And to friggin' render
10,
it
15% horsepower on that, or flowing.
in a computer program to see if it has choke points, to then, before you even build it or print it,
Yeah, it's nuts.
to then, evaluate. It's just wild. And this kind of stems on, this is the stuff we know that's general public that we see, especially people like Burroughs and whatnot. What are the race car teams? For instance, the one you went to go, that stuff
have
that you
actual
couldn't see. You know what I
engineers.
mean? This stuff, like, just imagine what they're like. Oh, no. You guys are talking about stuff we did 20 years ago.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
This is where we're at now.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
wild.
I think about the stuff just the stuff I saw when I was there, all the 3D printed parts, just for like fitment or
Templates.
like exactly just like templates and stuff.
That's what's
I
huge
could think
for.
about that, and they were just a bunch of 3D. I didn't even bring that up. They were just tables full of 3D printers.
Wow.
Like it's almost like every station had 3D printers to just make stuff. But you see like they were like white plastic, like parts everywhere. So it'd be like, oh, they're testing how does this fit, or like you said, like a bushing or a spacer or something. Of the
Yeah,
sort.
I mean that's what I bought mine for. It's like I didn't want a bunch of parts, like plastic parts, on my car.
You want to be sure before you send it to
Right.
templating
It's
is seriously awesome to be able to send that file out and know that you're going to get back a part.
right.
Because the other thing too is anyone who's done it is like, the idea you have in your head is usually not the first revision of what you're going to do, because you didn't account for everything else, like the fitment or the part or what it's going to interfere with or whatever it is. And so being able to physically have that and test that, and rather than send something out and be like, fuck, I didn't think about the bolt that's going to go here. and I
Right,
can't.
right.
Yeah, like that part's really cool.
It just reassures you on your design.
It also makes you realize how much part companies are putting you over the coals.
Yeah.
Honest to God. Dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
yeah.
chunk of billet is expensive, sure, as we know, but like when you're paying $800 for like some part and you're like, bro, this is $15 in
Yeah.
aluminum. I'm paying for all the engineering.
I was going to say, you're paying for the design work and basically for that company to exist.
Yeah.
And that's really, and kind of the tool thing. It's like,
Do you know
hold
what
on.
Do you know what I really want to do is design my own wheel.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, not to use, because then you get into stress testing it
Yep.
and seeing like where the weak. But I think just like getting a 17-inch lip and a 17-inch barrel and measuring the PCD of that and designing that infusion, and then having that flat cut out of 1/4-inch 6061 aluminum and designing my own, just to like put on the wall or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I think that would be a really
Some
fun
Boyd
project.
Coddington ass
Yeah,
design.
yeah. I think that would be really, or you really could go crazy and get it CNC cut and like have like a bunch of intricacies. But typically with like a company like Sencut,
Yeah.
it's just like one dimensional, like, and that's like the cheap stuff.
Yep.
But I think that would be really fun.
They expanded their line fairly recently. Too,
Yeah,
right?
I actually am on their emailing list, and they asked about they're trying to sell to their investors about getting CNCs, which would be really cool.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, that's a whole nother-
expensive. That's a really expensive right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's a whole. It's crazy. Again, it just really, you look at the potential in the future currently, plus what the future holds for
Yeah.
the at-home car enthusiast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing we were just going back about, but like roll cages. Like I wonder if like the art of building a roll cage will like forever be like appreciated. like a metal worker is now,
Yeah.
and like a blacksmith is now, or something like that. Like someone who
Right.
can like hand form a fender, like you were saying, is really
Mhm.
appreciated in this industry versus
I mean, we really appreciate people like Nils. You
Yeah.
know, that
Yeah.
dude gets it done. He's just one of the first examples I can think of. But
Yeah.
like, that dude's skilled and
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
it happen. And is very much a physical, you know,
because there's already
physical
people that
analog type of thing. It
there's
just
already people that don't want that. That not that they don't respect it, but they're like, oh, that was designed in roll cage, whatever software. Like you just designed it and printed it, and now all of a sudden you have it and you just welded it in. Like, but some
Right,
people
right.
don't even like that now. But I think
Right.
we're
there. It's the cages in particular. There's a bit of safety there, so you want to know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
yeah,
oh, if I could do it myself,
yeah,
maybe.
sure,
You know, so there's that part of it. But then at the same time, well, relying on technology, it's going to be more
Yeah.
accurate. You know, you can test the strengths of it and whatnot. Especially if you get you don't have a scanner yet, right? Like a 3D scanner.
No, that's what I've been kind of looking at now. Is again, if I end up doing like my own back half essentially designed on a pickup truck, I would need. You can measure, and it would take some time to like get that, but I would
Yep.
like to. Just to like push myself is
Yeah,
to 3D
yeah.
scan the frame and then to build it off.
And
This is
again,
all again pie in the sky if I actually do it.
To be able to do that, scan that, and bring that into a program where you know
Yeah.
this is the size.
Yeah,
like
it's
this is
crazy.
what I'm working with. Yeah, it just again opens things up incredibly.
But we'll see. Yeah, like going back to what we said, I like new trucks like that. Big, gaudy, 24-inch billet wheels, like
Something
body
a
drop.
big body truck like that on gigantic wheels skidding across the ground is definitely it's
I
a
think
looker.
I
for
like it a
sure.
lot too because you don't see them around here.
Absolutely.
You go to Houston and that's everything you see.
Would you do like an SUV or like a pickup?
I would love an SUV, but the problem you have to do with that is you have to take the whole body off. That it's cab and fenders and everything. A pickup truck is it's just the bed.
Gotcha.
So a little bit of a like that's why when I see like a Chevy Avalanche, I'm like,
That's
dude,
crazy,
fucks.
right?
Because he took the whole body off.
Yeah.
Yeah. He and as one, he had to
Right.
put that Avalanche body somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. No kidding.
Yeah.
So that's why when you see like a Tahoe or a Suburban, it's like, oh,
That's a fucking
I like that.
build.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're also getting into this is kind of off a sub tangent here, but when you do those two, you get into like cutting the doors because like the big 4-door cars, like the door will swing at the wheel well, and
Yep.
so like when you put like a 30-inch wheel on it, you have to like cut the inside of the door jamb
right.
and then fabricate that, and then
Like
like
that
cut the
Mark
door.
IV.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why when we saw that at Dust Off, I was like, oh, this dude's like a mini trucker. Like he gets
Yeah.
it.
It was, I mean, everything about that Mark IV was this like built around the fact that like it needs to be at this height.
Yeah, really cool.
So what do I move around it?
yeah,
Because
And,
like,
and then what? You know, it's just crazy because all right, you're thinking in that manner. All right, what do I move around it? All right, I'm going. I gotta move this. I gotta move this. But then you go like, oh fuck, I gotta open the door and I gotta
latch
do
has
that
to
now
work.
too. Right,
it has
all
to
of that
close.
stuff.
The,
Right,
the
it's just
gaps have to be right.
everything in
the
like
window
you said, right,
still has to be able to go
internally.
down.
Exactly. There's so much stuff.
That's why I think trucks are, in general, I can appreciate them more. And this is not to put anyone down, but you can, I've said this before, you can bag any car that you buy off the dealership
Yeah.
almost in a weekend. It's going to
Yep.
take you more time to plumb and design your air trunk or your trunk and, you know, lay everything out than it is to going to put the actual suspension in.
If you can swap struts, you can.
That's it. That's
put
it. Which
air
is
out in.
awesome. It's really good because it's blossomed the car scene for better for worse, large.
Yeah.
However, with the truck, like you can do that, but like it doesn't look low. It
Yeah.
looks like a little drop on it. And so when you see like a smashed truck, you're like, okay, that guy's
Right,
got
right.
like
yeah,
hundreds of hours in that. Like
I
I
was
appreciate that.
Even just thinking again, KD, how many trucks have we seen over there where he's taking the bed off the frame and
Yeah.
like, oh no, I got to A-section this frame.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, here's a kit, but it's all, I got to cut this and weld this all
Yep.
in. It's not,
And to mini truckers, they're just like, okay, yep,
right.
it's fine.
Yeah. It's just part of the deal.
Yeah, it's a big reason why I love them so much. Yeah, the rears are pretty easy to do on those because it's just like a solid axle in the back, and then you just basically have to make room in the frame for the axle to come up. If I ever did one, the front end would have to be from someone who has engineered the steering geometry, the tie rod
Yeah.
geometry, the angle and the caster and the camber and everything of what the knuckles do when you go up and down. Like the front is a lot, not that the rear isn't. There's roll center, like of what your 4-link has to be like in relation to where it would intersect in like an infinite space, and like what that point does if it's further or forward back on the car.
Yep.
And like, so
Yep.
there is a lot of like engineering, and that's what, racing teams are set out to do. But for the general purpose, like you could just put anything back there and it'll body the back of it. But
Yeah.
the front is, and if you ever want like a little, insight to truck world, if you see a truck with like crazy front camber, it's typically like a more budget oriented kit. That
Yeah.
like if you see a bag truck and the
Yeah.
wheels are straight up and down on the front, that's when it's like
They did. Yeah.
because that's
A lot of
someone
measuring.
that's someone who's put the time and the engineering into the geometry of the knuckles and the arms and everything to make sure that it doesn't camber when it comes down.
And it's all probably going to work together
Yeah.
and not eat tires
Yep.
and not drive
Yep.
like
Which-
rat ass.
To that effect, shout out to Porterbuilt for my truck. That truck is perfect to drive on the highway. 80 miles an hour, you can take your hand off the wheel and just go straight.
Does its thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's
really
great.
really good.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I wish we had more of those kind of around here just to check them out.
The trucks.
Yeah, because there's our buddy Warren, Chuck's friend Warren.
Yep.
He's got a little crew that
Yep.
does some trucks.
Street graffiti.
Yeah,
They're having a
exactly.
big pig roast this weekend.
They
I
got
think I'm going to go to it.
Giant truck that's this crazy
They
Joker
are-
paint. Like and I'm like, man, I've not seen
The Blazer, the orange one,
no
white one.
It's like a dually.
Yeah, that's a white one. So that's
Okay.
Forest.
Okay.
It's a 2008 to 2011, somewhere in that range. Silverado 3500. I think it's a gas motor. I'm pretty sure it's a pro-charged gas motor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And Mac, his friend's wife, Ariel, owns the Candy Machine Tattoo Studio, and she's the one that did the portrait all down the side of it. But
Oh, no kidding.
I found those guys. They're on 126 in Bellingham. I don't want to give away his address, but if you drove by it, you'll see it.
yeah.
But I remember
it's hard to
well,
miss.
they had a red Tahoe.
Corey, you can pull that up.
Yeah.
They had street graffiti. These guys go hard.
Yeah, because
there
I
it
want to
is.
shouse some of this stuff.
Forest. Yeah, I can. They're good friends of mine.
Yeah, like good God, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, so the 3500 right there. I'm thinking I'm going to his house this weekend. Yeah, these guys do it. There's one.
That was actually
Yeah, that
Warren,
was
yeah.
Warren right there. I think Warren reposted that video, and I'm like, wait, you know these
yeah.
dudes?
So and there's
He's come to a bunch
Jimmy.
of donor meets.
Yep,
yeah.
Jimmy. That Sonoma or GMC is sick. But yeah, I drove by their house on 126, and I was like, yo, who is the dudes with all the bag Chevys? Like, oh, that's another dude. Corey, I think I said this in the chat that we're in, but I was outside the Little General, which is like a convenience store up
Yep.
by us. And
Is that where we get hardware? And is that right now?
no, that's the Mendon Imperial gas
Yeah,
station. or whatever.
Imperial
Little
Hardware or
General
whatever.
is
Okay.
a shitty Cumberland Farms, I guess. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
make
yeah.
sandwiches
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Little podunk in the middle of nowhere. Up in the Beetle in Burrville, Rhode Island, which is sticks. There's nothing up there.
Yep.
I'm outside the Little General. I'm eating my sandwich, and doesn't drive by me a 1964 Impala, full flake candy paint, chromed rear end, etched bumpers,
Yeah.
placard in the back, 4 dudes hanging out of it, white walls,
doing it.
and my jaw was on the floor. I
Food
was
fell out
like
of your mouth.
stunned, like I just saw like a movie star walking by me. I was
Yeah.
like, "What the is this thing doing in the middle of nowhere?" But yeah, there's I ended up finding the kid on Facebook, and yeah, people are out here doing it, but it's few and far between.
Yeah, I wish. Oh my God, I wish so much because like every now
But
and
then
again,
and people in Houston, they're tired of them because
right,
everyone
so
does
you're-
one.
Yeah,
But
I just like the LA lowrider scene.
Sick.
Sometimes I'll pop on YouTube and just look for different meets and things like that,
Yep.
and I'm like, and it's just somebody saying like, oh yeah, no, we're here every Friday at this time, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, the fucking street, both
Yeah.
sides is packed of the coolest shit. I wish we could see some of that locally.
yeah, maybe that'll be me. I hope to, man. We'll see.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
These
It'd be
things
really
are all
cool.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that
crazy.
the orange Blazer is a twin turbo LS too.
Yeah,
It's
just,
nuts.
good God.
That's
Some
Chris
cool
and
shit.
the Suburban right there.
The Suburban's
or
really
or
cool.
the Tahoe, the white one. Yeah, those good dudes.
Big shout out to them. Street Graffiti _666 on Instagram if you want to check them out. Mom of C, how you doing?
Here we are.
She's in
Mom's there.
She's rocking the Momo in her what is it? Was it the Hyundai SUV? I can't remember what she had. Kia SUV? I can't remember what it was.
No.
You drove it once or twice. Mazda, that's what it was. Okay.
Yep.
Let's you want to wrap this thing up? We're about 2 hours in.
Jeez, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. So the thing that we're gonna give away, I want to time it so everything's launched, because that's what I want to send to the person whoever wins it.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily. I thought about that before. I'm like, I don't necessarily. That's what I want to give them, but I don't want to put it in their hands until the rest of the stuff's out there.
It's ready to go.
Yeah, we'll do the B4B giveaway at the end of this month. I'm going to make a point to make sure I get everything done, and we are ready. So. With that said, Phil, thank you very much for hanging out.
Oh, thank you, guys.
It's good to be back here chatting some cars with everybody. We will be back next week. I think full Voltron next week.
Did Shook just straight up never show up?
No, he hit me with my text didn't send. Sorry, but I got moved again, and I didn't get out till 5:45. Whatever.
My bad. Do vacation week. Thought it was Tuesday.
So, hit or miss if he'll be here next week.
Yeah.
But I know myself, Chuck, and Corey will be.
I'll be here.
And we do not at the moment have a guest scheduled. We're going to try to work some stuff out, but obviously holiday weekend, back to work full week after that. So who knows if we can make that happen. Either way, I'm sure Chuck will have a lot to talk about with his adventures out there in the old Europa. And that'll be it from us. So if you can, go to our website, revivemotor.com, sign up for the B4B to support the show, support all the shows on the Revive Motor Network, as well as everything that we have going on here. Just a quick reminder, the donut meet has moved. It is not 7/6. If you're listening to this, again, don't show up here on this coming Sunday. Wait and come on out 7/13 to our headquarters for the donut meet then. So I'll make a poster or two over this weekend to pop that up on our Instagram and everything else so everybody is aware. But as usual, thank you very much, everybody in the chat, everybody who listens and supports Revival Motoring. So we will see you soon. Again, thanks, Phil. We'll catch you on the flip side. That's all we got.
Absolutely. See everyone later.
Peace.